So I think we're live and welcome to the final day of Stockholm Chess Challenge and good morning to all of you because it's very early here in Sweden. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, which is way too early for me, and well, I guess it has to be that way because this is the final day. The winner will be decided in the afternoon because, well, we have played all week and this is round number 8 going on, and in the afternoon I think it's 4 o'clock the ninth and final round will begin. So far, we have one player in the lead. We have Ulvi Bayrani from Azerbaijan, who has been playing extremely well, and he also has been very pleasant and joined me here in the commentary room for a couple of his games. So, in this game, however, he's facing another grandmaster who hopefully will try to make it exciting in this tournament by, I don't know, taking a point from Bayrani. If Bayrani wins this game, then basically he will be very difficult to catch, and we see that he has the white pieces, so anything can happen. And we actually have the names of Indian here, one of the top openings there is, and I think if there is one reason not to play 1d4, this would be it, because black is so extremely solid in the names of Indian these days. I mean, most players in the top level just tries to avoid it nowadays, knight f3 or even g3 here, going for something else, because the names of Indian is so solid for black, but still, there's plenty of opportunity to outplay each other, and we see here that Bayrani plays e3, I think it's called the Rubinstein variation, which is one of the lines you can go for if you really want a complex strategical game. And I mean, it's one of those variations where it's difficult to analyze to the end, because there are so many options for both sides and different setups and so on. I mean, of course there are different options, but e3 is one of the best moves to play, I think, and it leads to very interesting middle games usually. And after black castles here, knight e2 was played by Bayrani. This has become rather popular lately because it's quite simple for white to play. I mean, you just wanna go a3 and then take back on c3 with the knight, and you have the bishop pair. Well, black isn't going to play so easily, but that's the plan anyway. And we see here that there are a lot of different options. I mean, nowadays I think it's very popular to play rook e8 with the idea of a3, you go back to f8 with the bishop, and then you go d5 if you're allowed. White could try and stop it with d5, but this is still rather interesting and complex. One of my favorite moves, which was played in, I think, the first round of the tournament, would be the move c6, which is very fresh. But basically after a3, bishop a5, you want to go d5 with black, and suddenly we have a kind of Semislav setup with the knight on e2 not being perfectly placed. And of course after b4 we just draw back to c7 with the bishop, and this has been analyzed a bit, but I think black is actually doing well here. So c6 is definitely one of my favorite moves here. Anyway, my hero plays the old main line here. d5 is of course very solid. a3, bishop e7. You could even drop back to d6, but it kind of provokes this move c5 if you want to go to this. But anyway, what we get here is a very typical position. Knight f4, c6, and I guess this would be called the Carlsbad structure, which has been played a couple of times in this tournament. Well, looking at the structure for white, there are basically two plans. You can either go for a minority attack with b4, b5 here on the queen side, or you could play, well, Botvinnik's favorite idea, which he employed against Keres, with f3 and eventually prepare e4 and even g4 at some point. And we see here that the knight on f4, it's, well, basically when the knight is not on f3, it's a sign that maybe white actually wants to go f3 and play in the center with e4 and g4. So what happens here is basically you develop a5. It's a multi-purpose move. It kind of prevents the idea with b4 at least. So this is why, well, like we see in the game, the knight is traveling to c7, maybe even e6, and we see, well, f3. So Bayrani plays for this Botvinnik idea with going e4 and maybe even g4 at some point, but mostly it's e4. And well, my rook actually plays b6 here, which I'm not familiar with the theory here, but I would suppose c5 is one of the main moves here, which looks ugly. I mean, let's say take a look at this position. This pawn on d5 is seriously attacked, but it's also defended. And this pawn on e3 isn't perfect. I mean, now you want this structure with the pawn on f2 and it's very solid and protected. Now black can play rook e8 and attack it, and here the pawn isn't even blockaded well. You can even consider going d4 here with black. So, yeah, maybe you don't want to take on c5 immediately and play a move like king h1. But I mean, it's a very complex position. Anyway, Mayorov actually has some idea with b6. It could be to play bishop a6 at some point, but still, e4 looks like an interesting move. But Bayrani played this move rook f2. Bayrani has been playing really quickly, so maybe this is actually theory, or he has actually looked at this position before, perhaps. Rook f2 is another kind of multi-purpose move. It looks really strange, but later on it can be useful on d2 if you want to push e4, defending this guy. It can be useful on e2 if you want to support e4. Maybe not e2, but it could be. And later on, if you go g4 and even h4, the rook can be very useful here. So it looks like one of those grandmaster moves that really looks good, and you say, oh, I definitely want to do this, but when you play it yourself, it's not as good. You ever get that feeling? When you find a great move and you really feel good, but it's really just too creative and it's not deep at all. But actually, I'm trusting Byron, and maybe this move is actually really good. G6, bishop d2. Okay, bishop d2 kind of looks slow, but apparently he wants to just develop the pieces. Maybe rook c1, put some pressure on c6, and I don't know, eventually the bishop could... I mean, it's okay on d2. I'm a bit worried about this pawn if you want to push e4 later. But I mean, I think white is going to play slowly here. e4 isn't coming too quickly in this game, apparently. So we see rook e8, rook c1. The bishop drops back to f8. Knight d3 is played. So here we see another idea. Bishop g5, knight e5, and this knight on e5 looks really nice actually. Putting some pressure on c6. Black defends it with bishop b7, white plays f4. So apparently we got another idea. I think this idea with putting the knight on e5 and going f4 in the structure is called the Pillsbury attack. But usually this knight comes from f3 to e5, and then you support it by going f4. This structure with going knight e2, knight e4, knight d3, knight e5, I have to say this is new to me, but still I kinda like white position here. Maybe because I'm kind of an attacker and not really a positional guy, but still this knight looks good. The pawn on c6 has to be defended. And, well, I'm not sure if white's going all in for an attack on the king side. I mean, we could just play it with a nice knight on e5. But still, it looks like white has some decent opportunities here. Maybe the bishop can move to b1 or d3, just to increase the pressure on c6. We could go for mate, but I have a feeling it's not that easy to mate black here. His king is safe, and I see a lot of people just going g4 and g5 like it's 1850, but I've kind of grown out of those ideas by now. I think at least g4 is a bit too much. The queen could be good on f3, however, when it could attack from h3 and maybe prepare a move like f5. But still, I don't really believe in moves like g4, g5. I think that's a bit too much. From a Swedish perspective, I'm kind of hoping for Filip Lindgren to win this game. Filip is of course staying with me during the tournament, like I mentioned, and he's been playing really well. And if he plays well today, he can actually get a Grandmaster norm. But I think, well, when we went to the cinema yesterday and we saw Lion, great film by the way, and when we came back, we actually calculated a bit and looked at his chances for a Grandmaster norm, and we think he actually has to win both games, which is kind of sad. We thought maybe 1.5 point would be enough, but apparently if he wins this game and he plays Mayorov in the next game, which is the best he can do, and he draws and he gets 1.5 points against Tukayo and Mayorov, I think his performance rating will be 2598. which wouldn't be perfect. And well, I'll be back in a moment. Maybe I'll have a guest here actually. Okay, so I actually have another guest with me. I have Pia Kramling, the Grandmaster from Sweden, with me today, and she will join me here in the commentary room and look at the games for a while. And well, we're just starting with this game. Philip Lindgren is trying to play for a win because he needs a win to get a Grandmaster norm. Needs to win both games, I think, and he's playing the strong Grandmaster Tukayev. Have you played them before? Any of them?
I played both of them before. I played against Adam Tukayev in the Swedish league, and I think Philip Lindgren. Yes, I played with him in Wilton Cup.
Okay.
Some years ago, so I played with both of them. And I know both of them are dangerous players when they get.
Yeah.
So.
And we actually get, well, he plays very sharp because he has different openings, Philip, but he needs to win, so the Sicilian is a good opening, I guess. And I think I saw you recently started playing the Nidorf yourself.
Yeah, I played now in the Women World Championship. I played the Nidorf, and I actually something I think I have never done before. Maybe in some blitz, but never in a slow or classical game. But it's I think it's just I think it's a very interesting opening. It's like lots of openings because you can have so many different ideas in the same line. No? So no, it's just very interesting because it's very theoretical.
Yeah, because, well, I played against you a couple of times and I always noticed that you usually play some kind of Khan or Taimanov here. Is there a specific reason why you recently started playing something different here in the Sicilian, or is it just some to vary and get some different?
Yes, I played Sicilian so long, almost all my life, and the E6, A6, E6, Knight C6 is what I used to play, and also because my husband is playing this, so it's been natural. But I also want to vary, and I just thought I've been waiting so long to start to play some more different openings. And neither, yeah, I think it's just a very interesting opening, but I just played it now one game, so
Okay.
not so much experience with it.
I think one of the worst things about the Nidorf is that there is so much theory nowadays in basically all the lines, and it just keeps developing all the time. So there's a lot to know. And I think Philip actually played against Bishop G5. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, and there was a long theoretical discussion there as well. But this time he goes for this line with Bishop E3. I think it's called the English attack.
Yes, if you put pawn on F3, I guess it will be the English attack. Yes.
Yeah, and well, I'm not sure, but this is how they used to play it. And but Queen D2 and Castle and G4, I guess.
This is actually what I played now in in the Women World Chess Championship against Nemkova.
Okay.
And I think it was the second game of the first round. But I went quickly h5.
Oh, so you stopped this
Yes,
G4 idea.
I went quickly h5. It's also interesting. It's another approach. No, just a little bit to slow down white on the king side.
Yeah. We see here that Tokayev actually goes for another idea. He goes h3 here.
Yes.
It could be with the similar idea of going g4, but we see here that after bishop e6 he actually plays f4 instead. So I'm not really familiar with the theory here, but
yes, no, I don't know so well, but now it's looking like a Yeshivanian position, where you get. I guess he took on f4, no?
Yeah, he took on f4. And we get this structure when the pawn on d6 is kind of weak, but we also have a square on e5 and you have some dark squares.
No, I play this kind of position quite a lot because when I played Taimano, lots of time it went into Scheveningen, bishop e2 and castling, short for both sides. And then you can have this pawn structure, and normally it should be, I always thought it should be more or less fine for black because you have this nice e5 square for the knight. So, but yeah, so I'm a little bit surprised at this approach, but I don't know actually how the line goes here.
Yeah. Well, I actually played queen e2 here, probably preparing to castle this way, and like on the other hand went knight e7, so he tries to get something to the e5 square probably. And yeah, knight e5. Is there a reason why he didn't go with this knight to e5?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if there's some reason he wants to have the possibility to go b5, knight b6, and to have two knights which are getting to c4. I don't know if this could be one idea. I don't know. Or if you actually also want to have the knight on d7, if you go castle rook 8, knight f8, you're also defending the king side. This could be the reason why. And but okay, now white can always play knight e4 and you cannot change it. So
yeah.
And now, okay, with this knight you also open the c line for the rook. It will be more active there.
There are always some ideas with taking on c3 in the Sicilian, I guess. Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe not immediately, but there's always some.
Yes, and
idea.
It doesn't have to be made immediately. You can play for a slow attack because it's a positional sacrifice.
Yeah.
White's king gets much weaker.
And we see that rook c8 is played, so maybe rook takes c3 is something like wants to play, but
yeah, it could come. And then of course you have knight b6, knight a4, and you will also threaten c3.
Yeah, but white played queen e3, so now we don't want to take on c3. We can take back with the queen, but
yes, no. Yes, so he made it just he didn't want to have this possibility for black.
Yeah, queen c7 is played, and it played bishop g5 here with white. What is he trying to do here? Is he trying to, I don't know, attack this pawn in the long run?
Yeah, I think he's trying to make a more positional approach, actually. He's not trying to make an attack because it seems very slow, h3, g4, e5, and then you need to go h4, h5, and then he lost perhaps a tempo with his h3. So he's trying to get pressure on the d6 pawn.
And we see that black avoids it by going knight f6. Which also increases the control of the d5 square, I guess. And who do you think is better here?
Because I played more this position with black. It's a long time ago I played e4 with white. I played it when I was junior and when maybe the first 25 years of my life. But then the last years I almost never played e4. Not in slow games, never, I think, for a long time. So I like more black position here. It's a little difficult for me to see because you have this e5 square, you have a very concrete attacking against the c line, against c3, against the white king, and I think a little bit more difficult to see what the white will be doing. But I guess white sometime will go knight e4, yeah, maybe to somehow maybe knight f5 later, because if you take, you will perhaps get a d5 square, then you maybe can take an f6, knight d5.
Yeah.
But so I guess what shall, yeah, white, I don't know, bishop e2, rook e1, but it seems like a very slow approach for white here.
Yeah, I'm thinking, can you go bishop e2 and maybe if you castle, go rook f1 and try for some exchange sacrifice at some point?
Yes, you could do that, but then it's difficult to see how much compensation you will get. Because, okay, you will try to get the knight to f5, and if he takes, you will have the other d5 square.
Yeah,
So,
maybe something. But
no, it will be some compensation. If it's enough or not, I don't know. But then they have the knight on e5, which is also a little bit defending the king side. So it's not. It will. I think it would be a quite unclear position.
well, I usually don't play the Sicilian with either color, but I still don't see how to play with when you have such a good knight on e5. I actually like black's position more here as well.
Yes, yeah, because I guess black will maybe just start pushing the pawns on the queen side, yes.
Yeah, with
And then,
b5 and b4.
yes, and then you really have to, yeah, you will not be able to stay there. And then if you can go a4, a5, a4 after that. So yeah, it seems easier to play
Yeah.
for black than for white. So I think maybe Philip should be happy with this kind of position he has.
Yeah.
Not,
And looking at the time, I guess white has been surprised in the opening. Philip has been playing very quickly, and he's not the kind of guy who usually plays quickly, so maybe it's some preparation.
Yes.
And we have the other Swedish guy, Erik Blomqvist, who's also hunting by running in the lead, and he's playing black against Hamilton today. Now he goes back to the Slav defense, which is one of his main openings. He's been experimenting with a lot of different openings, but he plays this move e3, which of course avoids this option of going knight c3 and d takes e4. And I think Erik usually plays this move bishop g4 here. I think he played it in Real-Time Cup, but he goes for something different here. He goes a6. And I'm not sure about the history, but I think it's called the Shabanenko variation.
Yes, a6 normally.
Yeah, and knight c3, and he goes for this line with b5. Nowadays, I think it's quite popular to go bishop f5, and there are some lines with rook a7 here.
It could be. I'm not sure, because I'm not playing this with either colors actually. So I guess yes. Sometimes you get some lines which are popular, and then it's changing.
Yeah. Well, b5, and of course there are options like going c5 here has been played a couple of times as well, but b3 has always been the main move, and he goes for this move bishop f5, which I don't think is the most common variation. I think they used to play bishop g4 here.
Yes, I think also because with bishop g4, if you're taking f3, there are less pressure against e5. So yes, I think so also that bishop g4 is the more common move.
But I know that Erik has played this move bishop f5 before, because he played it against me and he won a game a couple of years ago, so he actually mentioned it to me a few minutes ago, so he has good memory. And what we get here is another kind of pawn structure. He gets double pawns, but he gets very nice control with the square on e4.
Yes, this is a common concept in the Slav, that you sometimes let the white take on f5, you take f5, and then you have this control of the e4 square. So it's it's a positional approach, and d5 is not really weak. Also, because when white played b3, you cannot even play queen b3 to maybe to have a little more pressure on it. It's just a knight on c3.
Yeah. It's sort of difficult for white to find a plan against this structure.
Yes,
I guess
and then you're staying with the black colored bishop, the bishop on c1, which is not really coming out. It's behind all the pawns. So yes, now it looks like quite pleasant for black. That it's a fine position for black.
We will see how white tries to develop some pressure. He plays this move queen d3. But black just goes g6 here, protecting everything, and they just develop the pieces, I guess. Rook c1, knight d7. And now He actually took on d5.
Yes, he wanted to wait for the knight to go to d7, so he will not have knight c6 where it's more active square.
Yeah.
So he was just waiting for that.
I think especially there are moments with the pawn is on b7, then we definitely want to wait for this move. Because, well, in the structure we have, even if, let's say, we would have taken here, this knight on c6 is not so good anyway, I guess, because we can't go there immediately.
No, you can't go. You need to prepare it first.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
But black is very solid here. So he takes on d5, and he goes a4.
Yes, I guess this is very logical because he cannot make a break in the center, so he has to play on the queen side, and this is why, of course, he went with rook f c1, and a4 seems like a natural way to try to open the queen side.
Yeah.
And this is also why he put the bishop on d2, not on b2, because it's just the d4 pawn is just in the way. It's much more active on d2 then.
Yeah, and black has to keep it closed, I guess. We can't take her and have this weakness on a6.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah, so we place b4, queen b6, and white just doubles the rooks on the c file. And this is one of the reasons I don't play this love too much. Black is of course very solid, but I'm not sure how you can play this for a win without white doing too much. If white does nothing, there's...
But I guess when Erik Blomqvist, he chose this opening today, he wanted to be solid today.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think also he has more points than his opponent. So a little bit, maybe with psychology, he has to play a solid position where he can maybe try to play for 2 results. But if a long game, simply.
Yeah.
Yes. Nothing which will be decided quickly, but just a long game, and then he's the stronger player. So it could be also a way of playing for win, but in a very slow and safe way.
Yeah. And I mean, he's playing black against a strong opponent. You can't win by force.
No, of course
you have
not.
to.
No, of course not. So
wait for some mistakes. We have a couple of games that have gone really far. Well, first of all, we already have like a rook endgame.
So because I went in a little bit to see the games.
Okay. Well, I didn't look too much at this game, but they played extremely quickly. So white is trying to play against this isolated pawn on d3. But black is of course quite solid here. And what do you think? Is it slightly better for white, or is black?
I think it's a matter of taste, how we like to play. But I think this is a very fine line for black, actually. Yeah. In general, when you take with the e take d5. But again, you really have to like it because it's I think it's not so much for white, but you're staying with this isolated pawn, and here also maybe it's not so easy to play for a win if you want with black. But it's a solid line. It's not easy to I mean, really, it's not easy to win the pawn. You have to work on the square, of course, on d4, and maybe to change the right pieces. And black has always this bishop, white square bishop, which is bishop on c8, which is it's a little bit something you need to defend, but it's a little bit passive piece.
Yeah, I've seen that Felix actually likes playing with the isolated pawn a lot. Mostly, I think most guys prefer to not have the isolated pawns, but it's not so bad. And now we get a change in the pawn structure actually.
So white was ready to take. Okay, now he can play against the d5 pawn, but he has got the bishop there, and he was thinking that this would be giving maybe a little better chances.
And I think for black, it would be a dream to exchange these bishops. Like a move like bishop f5 or something.
Yes.
So you're trying to get a good knight against a bad bishop, like Fischer used to play that.
Yes. No, then black would be happy, of course.
Yeah. But we get something similar actually knight c6. And he plays very actively on knight b4. This bishop has no really good squares, I guess.
Yes, I think it looks like White made a miscalculation when going into this.
Yeah,
That he didn't calculate further, because now with some some exact moves, it seems like Black is getting fine here. Yes.
and it actually goes quite bad for White here. I think he played h3,
H3, yes, that was surprising.
so we get some kind of exchange here.
Yes.
But clearly this must be good for Black.
Yes, of course. Now you have improved the pawn structure, and now you have got this knight against this bishop.
Yeah.
But even in better conditions than we were looking at before.
And after a3, the knight even got to c2. So White is...
Yes, yeah, he had a problem there. He didn't want to go. Yes, what could he have played? Could he have played? Yes, he didn't. Yeah, it's not easy, because if you put the rook on c1, there is the a2 pawn hanging. Yes, he's in really big problems here.
Yeah.
White.
I think he played way too quickly in the opening.
Yes.
White.
And I think, yes, when he went this knight before, he was looking at the bishop there, but it stopped there.
And I guess when you have this kind of position, you kind of want to sacrifice a pawn and get to some kind of rook endgame and hopefully hold the draw, because this is not so much fun to play.
Yes.
Rook c1, f6.
Yeah, this is a good move. Yeah, he needs to defend on f7 first.
Yeah. Before
he's doing anything. And what can this bishop is just very sad now, because if you move it, yeah, d4 is falling, so it's like a big pawn here.
And I actually like what Felix played there, rook d1, and I think this is a good moment to take here. Because at least I thought so when I looked at the board earlier, because he had rook c2, and suddenly if you want to go passively rook b1, then none of the pieces are playing.
Yes.
So you can just start walking with the king.
But it's possible he could have waited another move. Maybe he could start it with the king, because I was scared of bishop f4. But bishop f4.
Then we have rook e4.
Yes,
maybe.
bishop. So I was wondering if he could improve the king position, but then it will be So this is why he didn't.
How about g5 maybe?
Maybe e5, yeah, could be.
And then king g6.
And king d6, because now he has no move with the bishop. So yeah, there could have been an alternative to just keep the tension here.
I'm thinking, can you go rook d2?
Yes.
And then we're defending the second rank as well.
Yes, so yeah, so he probably realized that he had to make it. Take a knee for him.
I mean, this is definitely Black pushing for a win here.
Yes, of course. You have the active rook, and you have the very sad pawn structure, and of course the king, because in rook endings the king is so important. And I always remember a game I had against Åke Olsson. We played a semi-rapid game. I was a pawn up, and he offered me a draw, and I said no. But then all of a sudden I realized my king became passive, and in the end I lost the game, because he got an active king, even if I was a pawn up. So the king is so important in end games.
Yeah.
Here we see that it's just very, very weak, very passive.
And I think that if White plays passively here, then he has no chances whatsoever.
Rook b1, maybe even you go rook e2 directly, or maybe you can just wait. But or just go up with the king.
Yeah.
You just go up with the king.
There's nothing White can do.
No, so you have to play active here.
Yeah, and this is what he does. I think that is a good moment to play.
I mean, played e4, yes.
It's active, but also a bit desperate. I think it's something you need to do.
Yes.
So at least he got some counterplay with the d pawn here. And Black has to deal with it, I guess. King g6, f5, king d4. So White's king actually got quite active here. Yes. King f6 is probably important, so king e5 isn't.
Yes, no, you have to go king f6. Yes, otherwise this d pawn would have become very dangerous. Yes.
Now he plays h4.
Yeah, it was his way to stop in g5.
Yeah.
And so I guess it also was yes, because if it goes some slow rook d2, then g5 would have been coming, and now he's at least stopping that.
But I'm thinking this setup with a pawn on d5, king on d4, and a rook, it's kind of difficult to get anywhere with the
but pawn. I guess his next move will be rook d6 and king d5. Yes.
Yeah.
d6 and king d5, but okay.
But then what is the problem? I guess if the rook stays on the c file, you still can't if d7, you just go
Yes,
king e7.
but maybe he go d6, king d5, and he put the rook on d1 because then he will. But he can't go d7 because you have check. The pawn on d7 is
Yeah.
very important. You cannot get further with the king. Yes. So
I actually went g6 here.
g6, yes.
So, and he just puts the rook on c2.
But why did he go d6 now? Maybe he could have go rook d2 just to defend the second rank. Would it be because what would you do with black here? You cannot move the king.
Okay, how about a move like a5 maybe?
Yes, maybe but okay, let's see if I also make a slow move. What is your next move? Because I think you should keep the pawn on b7. No? Because if I get my king to d7, you need to have this square so you can have checks. So I cannot play d7 so easily. You know?
So you think maybe a4?
Yes, I'm just wondering what black will play.
No, I just wanted to push it to a4 maybe.
Yes, maybe we go a4. But maybe you want to go rook h7 and you want to take my pawn. But then I go d6 and I go further off. I go maybe d6. No, then I king
e6.
Yes, so then I go king c5. If you go here, I will go king c5. If you go rook h7, I go king c5. No, after maybe if you want a5, a4. But
I'm not sure if a5 or a4 should be included. But,
yes, to see. And if you go rook h7 here, yeah, we have to go king c5. Yes.
Yeah, okay, let's try rook h7, king c5, and maybe black can start running with e3.
Yeah, yes, go e3, yes.
He's quite quick with f4.
And f4, these 2 pawns are always so much strong enough. So maybe this is just very easy for black. Maybe this is, Can he do, so maybe rook d2 was too slow. So maybe this is why he realized he have to do something quickly. Meanwhile, he can go d6, kicking the black rook, yes.
Well, let's see what happened. He played d7 quickly.
Yes,
and king e5, and
yes.
Now white has some activity.
Yes.
Rook g1. And
he went rook g1 directly. Why did he go? E3 take. What will happen here?
Take.
No, I don't want to take the pawns because I think these pawns are not so important. I was wondering if if we just take, so there you want to have this h pawn afterwards. So if I go, I always king d6. So maybe I need to take, if I take on d7, rook g6, and I go rook f2 somewhere, you start running with the f pawn, yes, or what? And then I will go, I want to go e3, but you can you go king d2? Yeah, king d4, yes, to stop the pawns. And then, yes, you can always stop them, because I'm still playing without the king. I can go kings. Yes, it's not so.
White has some activity on this.
Yes, they have some activity here, yes. Because the problem, I had to take the d pawn, because otherwise you will always go king e6 or king e6, yeah.
Well, let's see what happened. He played rook c6 back, actually, but white played h5.
Yes.
And this breaks up the black pawn structure.
e3, yes, rook e1.
It takes and rook c2 and rook b3. Okay. So I'm guessing black should play b5, but
wait a moment. If I go rook c5, rook b5, can I do it?
How can go rook c5.
But how? It depends on where you're going with your king. Yeah,
I'm guessing this way.
And if I go rook 5, how is this?
Rook d4 check.
Yeah, you just go check here. Okay, yes. And you come with
I'm guessing the pawn endgame is losing. So.
Yes, king c6. It should be, yes. So, and now you need to go.
Maybe rook d2.
But rook d2, I go rook b5. Rook b2, I go rook b5, and I will also. No, you have rook b2. Rook b3, then you have king g5.
But black has some winning chances here, right?
Yes, yes.
This pawn is quite annoying on h5, and the king is so far away.
Yes, because it keeps the king away. But maybe white needs to go with the king to the queen side, actually, to help to defend the queen side. Because if you have, if black kings go to the queen side, I guess you also have to go to the queen side with the king.
So I was guessing, if you go b5, I just want to walk up with my king now. And if you go king e4, No, king c6, king d3. Then we just go rook
Yes,
h2.
yes,
Or
the
rook
king is
d2.
the king is cat here.
And the rook is very very strange on b3.
Yes, so b5 is a better way to play this. Yeah, this is fine. So maybe I don't know how you can.
Feels very close to winning for black at
Yes,
least.
yes. No, I think black played fine there. He took the right decisions.
Yeah.
And white had to play active because if you play passive, normally rook endings you have no chance. But it was exciting to see how he was pushing all the time, just trying to get away with the black pawns.
Yeah. Well, apparently some games are still in the opening, but some games are deep in the end game. We actually have another rook endgame here, where white is a pawn up, but black has some activity.
Yes, black has a active rook, active king, but a pawn down. So yeah, this is not so easy. And normally, if you change the b pawns 4 against 3, should be a draw. But okay, you can play it, but normally it should be a draw. Yes.
I'm not sure how easy it is to defend in practice. I think in practice there are good winning chances for white, but
There are some, but normally you put the pawn on h5.
yeah, if white gets to play g4, there are some winning chances definitely.
Then it's better. Yes, because you get more space.
But okay, I guess white has to play slowly here and just maybe a move like, I don't know, f3 or something.
Yeah, but maybe he can go king d3. Okay, yes, maybe king d3.
King d3.
Because I want to go rook c2 and king c4. Yeah, so
okay.
So you need to. This is a little bit my plan. So you need maybe to go king d5. Yes, but in just this moment, if you go d5, and I give you. Okay, I don't want to go. Can go.
Maybe you can go e4.
Maybe yes. You have to go king e5.
And
I was wondering if you should have somehow prepare so you can get in f4 because now maybe you get d5 here. So here. So I'm not sure about.
Sorry.
But you can go f. Yes, you can go. Yes.
I guess you kind of want to advance the pawn slowly here.
Yes, slower, yes. But if you would have had played g3 before and then you go e4, then it's such a big difference because then you have f4.
Oh right, yeah.
And that moment.
But maybe black can go g5 or something.
Yes, but then we will stay with the pawn on. Yes, but I would have liked to start maybe g3 with the king on e2. Maybe.
Okay.
Yes, to see because here is I think it's difficult to go g5 here. I don't really know what to.
Okay, let's try g5 because there's also some idea with rook h1 if you have the time.
Yes, but here. But maybe can I go f4 here? I was wondering, can I? Because you I take with the g pawn.
And the king has to go. I don't know, king. It's not so clear. I think maybe this is good for white.
Yeah, maybe I go simply king. Can I go king d3? I don't know. Because if I give check, you go king e6. Yeah, but yes. And then you go check. Yes, but I give check now here.
The king has to go.
Here, king e6. I go rook d4, and now you give check, and I go rook d2, and now I come up with the king.
Yeah.
So I don't know because my plan is to go king d3 and again rook c2. This is my plan. But okay, now e3 is a little weak, so maybe it's not.
I guess at least it's quite uncomfortable for black to play this because you always know that white can't really lose.
Yes.
It's playing for 2 results basically.
Yes, but you can also go. We said g3, g5. If I go king f3 here, now
king f3 immediately.
No, g3. I like g3, g5, and then I go king f3. I want to go king g4, but I also want to go rook d4.
Okay, but if we start with rook h1.
Yes, but I go rook d4 maybe.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
just pick up. Yeah,
yes,
you're right.
I like to change this now. So,
Okay, so yeah, this looks
because rook
good.
d4 is
Rook
really
d4.
coming here. So this is why he has the rook on d4 to cut the king from
Yeah,
the b pawn. But at the same time, if the king goes too close to the b pawn because the pawn is on b4 is quite far away,
probably
then
g5 is not a good idea here, but
yes, no, it's great weaknesses. So it's no, this is it's very pleasant to play for white, yeah, and
yeah,
very so maybe it just looks like black is active, but it's pawn is a pawn.
yeah.
Surely.
Should perhaps also mention that Westerberg didn't play his game against Kosen. I think maybe he's sick or something.
Oh, I
But
did.
he won a walkover game, the young Norwegian guy.
Ah, okay.
So we have young Milton Panzer is playing here as well, and he's playing the Icelandic prodigy Vigner Vatn Stefansson. He
Hmm.
always plays interesting openings. It's not like trying to get a lot of theory. I haven't played this in ever, but maybe in 1 minute games. But I've never seen this in a serious game. But I mean, it's solid.
It's solid. Yeah, he's trying to get a King's Indian,
Yeah,
but in this way, with the early e5, you're avoiding some lines which could be more aggressive, maybe the 4 pawns or so. Yeah, why not? It's a way of just trying to play chess to avoid all the theoretical lines.
yeah,
And yeah, he has play some very nice positional games actually, some very nice ideas. This young Icelandic
yeah. He played a very nice game yesterday, I remember. But
Mm.
Milton actually played d5 immediately. I'm not sure. Did he have to go d5 already?
No, he doesn't have to. But I guess it depends on what you used to play. So I guess he used to play on e5. He used to go d5, and then this is what you're looking. You're looking for the patterns,
Yeah,
and of course when you're young, normally you have some limit, and hopefully for life you will get more different patterns. And this is of course one reason why it's very good not always to play the same openings. When you play more openings, you're also widening your understanding.
yeah,
So.
definitely.
But I guess it's because he want to move the knight on e2. So, and he always want to take back with the knight on d4. So this is why he goes d5 now. But another approach would be maybe play, I don't know, bishop e3 or g3, bishop e2, and then you have the fianchetto line. But it depends
Yeah.
on what you normally play.
It's like you're saying, I remember that Milton usually against the King's Indian he plays the f3 variation with bishop e3,
Mm.
and oh, sorry, and then d5 is natural if you want to play for a similar setup.
Mm.
And well, bishop g7, bishop e3, and black plays c5 here. So I think the structure is a kind of Czech Benoni kind of
Yes,
structure,
yeah,
but
you can say. And now you play queen c7, which is not sure it should be there. Maybe the queen even could be, because sometimes you can kick you with knight b5.
yeah,
And you also had gone to c5 with 2 moves. So in general, this should be better for white because black has played this very slowly.
yeah,
But okay, it's not sure that the knight belongs to e2. Yeah, now normally in this you could go maybe g3, bishop g2, and you have f4, and then the knight is fine on e2.
I also think there is some variation against Czech Benoni where you go h3 and g4.
Yes, yeah, you can
Kind of
do it.
stops f5 ideas.
Yes, and then yeah, if you want to stop it, yeah, you can go like that and knight g3. And but sometimes also the knight is sometimes very good in the center. The d3 square is normally a good square for the knight because
Yeah,
you controlling so many squares. So and then we have the knight on d3. You can go f4. You attacking e5. So a knight c5, knight 3 is also a possibility. Yeah.
yeah. And I see that Stefansson actually played a6 here, and Milton just played f3.
Mm.
And I think this is good because usually in the Benoni I've seen like 95% of the games when they go a6 you go e4, even though it's not necessary. Even though b5 isn't very good, they go a4 like immediately. but Milton just plays his own chess and goes f5 here anyway. And I guess there are a lot of different ways you can react to f5. You can let it beat, but then Black always has the option of going f4. Instead he takes on f5 here. And this is another type of structure. And
but then I prefer to play h3, because he could maybe have, if he would have gone h3 and black plays f5, he would have the same position with, if you go h3, you go f5, I take an f4, and now I have got h3 for free. And then if black plays e4, sometimes you want to go for g4. So, and also with the pawn on h3, you're avoiding that black can play knight f6, knight g4, kicking the bishop on e3. So, but again, it's what you're used to. I play a lot of King's Indian with h3, so this is a move I'm always looking for. And also sometimes again check below that I could play h3.
I guess that would be an improved version of what we have, but it's still very interesting.
Yes.
f4 here. I'm not sure. Usually I prefer black to not move these pawns when f4 comes. Maybe just develop at knight f6.
Or maybe if you want, you can go knight e7. So
97?
maybe knight e7. But okay, if you take, if you take the knight, this is the problem. You take the knight, you have knight f4. Black has a nice square on e5, but you have the nice square on f4 for the knight, and also e6. And sometimes you will just play knight e6. Maybe you lose a pawn, but you will get this d5 square, and d6 pawn is very weak. So yeah, you're right. You probably need to take back with a pawn, and then there's no point to play knight e7 so quickly. You need to come out with the pieces on the king side.
I mean, this structure is usually what you get, but I like Milton's idea at least. I haven't calculated, but I like the idea g4.
He played it directly. Yes, he played directly. Yeah, he could have gone h3 first, but why not g4?
Yeah, I mean, if you take, then this pawn on e4 is it's very good, and white gets very good playing knight g3 and maybe bishop d3. So
yes.
Oh, this is what happened actually. Knight d7, knight g3. I think white has a fantastic position here.
Yes, I think black, this is maybe why we don't see this opening so much. It's dangerous to play so slowly before you start developing your pieces, and putting a king in safe. So yes, it looks nice for white, really nice.
Absolutely. I mean, white has a terrific initiative here.
Yes, and black is trying to change pieces, because when you're defending, to change pieces normally will help you.
But this looks extremely good for white. Knight g5 attacking here, knight e6 about to be played.
Yes.
Knight h6 was played.
I play knight h6, but
it looks kind of desperate.
Yeah, this is desperate. Yeah, he wants to go long castling now. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but there.
I guess you could take a pawn, but you kind of want more with white here.
Yeah. So what did he do?
He played knight e6 actually.
Yes.
So what he gets instead is at least very nice pawns here. Queen c2. Queen e7. He still doesn't want to take this pawn on h7. He just wants these pawns.
Yes, because if you take on h7, he will lose the e6 pawn, and the e6 pawn is much more important. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure. Usually these pawns can be blockaded, but I'm a bit worried about this guy on h6. He's not really doing much here.
No, it's always, knight on the rim. You should always be very careful to put it on the side. Yeah. So it's, but these pawns, if you can't take f5, you have this is just trading f1.
But I think he's playing well here. Queen h4 check.
Yes.
King has to move, I guess. Queen f6. So maybe he starts thinking about this pawn. Rook f1 was played. Maybe you can consider taking the other rook to f1, but black played b5 here.
Yes.
And I think black is really starting to get some counterplay at least. He's playing very dynamic chess.
No, yeah, he realized that this is the typical when you are you're having position like this is fantastic for white. You can change some pieces, go to an endgame, win it easily. But with playing active, you're trying to create something here now. And the king is in the middle. White king is not so safe, and you cannot. The bishop in e4 belongs to
I would want it on
c3.
Like c3, but it's difficult to get to.
It's difficult to get. So,
I think black has some decent, at least practical counterplay here.
Yes, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's not so easy to know what you will do here now. maybe you can you put the, yeah, this is not,
You could play something like bishop e4, bishop d5, but I guess black will just move the king.
yes,
And you have to worry about the s-pawn, so...
Yeah, the pawn here will be hanging, so... Yes, it's not so clear.
How about b3?
Yes, you can go b3, but, maybe, okay, I go maybe rook b8, yes, I don't...
And I just want to defend for a while, rook b1 maybe?
Yes, but, and then maybe I go... I move my queen, so can I go queen f5 something? Yes, I want to...
Queen e5?
Can I go here? Yes,
maybe bishop f4?
And queen d4. And now, yes, now I want to take on f5. I want to take on c4 maybe on f5 also.
So maybe you have to go back here and...
Yes, but
you kind of want more with white.
Yes, black is very active now, yes. So, yes, I wonder what went wrong here.
Yeah, I mean, just a few moves ago, this looked fantastic for white.
But maybe he should have, could he ask, he didn't want to go, if you go just castling alongside. He didn't want that. He would,
Yeah, I'm thinking if we could play something like f5, but I still have to find something more concrete, I guess.
He didn't want to line 95, is this why? But can I go long castling here?
Long castling, and I guess...
And now I go 96 the next move.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. Okay, you can go knight f5. Knight f5, bishop
The king is so weak. I mean, next move will probably be rook e1 or something if you don't castle.
Yes, so it's the next one, yes. Now was one, if you go long castle, maybe now I just go knight e6. Take, okay, rook f8. But I go maybe f1. Or bishop e4. So,
yeah.
You can always go put the bishop in, yeah. Because with knight f5, sometimes it's hanging on g4 also, so... But it's difficult, he made a choice. It looks very overwhelming, but his king is not safe, and black has created counterplay. So yes, all of a sudden now it's very, very interesting position. Will be very practical, So,
we see that in this rook game, I think black is doing well here.
Yes, oh yes, because now
these pawns are so weak, and
yes, because now he just want to put the rook on the c line, and then you can go with the king to the queen side pawn. The king to the queen side pawn. So I don't know, but okay, he wants to defend h5. He has to also for some time. He has to let white's king be passive there on the king side.
I've had a rook game against Emanuel Berg with very similar, but I actually got the h5 pawn, but the king was so far away that I just lost both of these pawns anyway, so...
Yes.
It was just horrible.
Yes, and this looks the same. You will get the h5 pawn, but...
Yeah.
But you cannot defend on the queen side.
This game looks interesting, mostly because I'm the one who recommended Eric the opening here, actually, so... We played the Ruy Lopez and he asked me which variation he should pick, and I recommended probably the worst opening. Of course, this has been played, I think, at least 10 times in this tournament so far. This is the first time we see this move rook b8. And I played this for the last maybe 6 months, and I still haven't figured out what the idea is, actually. It's mostly because white doesn't know anything about rook b8 that it works. I guess it's kind of a waiting move, because after d4, take and you go d5 yourself with black, and objectively it's of course not very good, because otherwise everyone would be playing it, but you get some different type of position. Knight e4, and here white has to choose between knight c3 and knight d2. I faced knight c3 in India in the World Junior Chess Championship, but I think what Hauber plays here, knight d2, is supposed to be better. Black plays bishop f5, bishop c2, and here is the point that I wanted to play for a couple of times, but I never got this position with knight b4. So if we take this pawn, knight takes, we have this move queen d5, and we have some good light squares, and a2 can be picked up at some point, so we have some compensation here. But bishop b1, and now I'm not really familiar with the theory, but I guess c5 is you have to play rather actively with black here. And Eric played it quickly as well, so I guess he looked it up. And this time white actually took this pawn on e4, queen d5. But we have an extra option here with black. It's going c4. So he's a pawn down, but he has some nice light squares. Do you think it's sufficient here?
No, it looks okay now, no? Because you have the d5 square, you have a knight coming to d3, and you have this pawn on d4 is just quite weak. And sometimes you prefer not to have it because it will open the d line. Yeah. So looking at briefly, it looks like you have compensation. Yes. But okay, I don't know now if it will be enough or not, because okay, I guess. If you put a knight on d3, you have black, white. Yeah, you have to play b3, but you will get just the pass pawn on c4, and the rook on b8 will come in the open b line. Yeah. No, yes, no. So what do you need? Maybe you need to get the knight to c3 somehow. Why? But it's not easy to achieve. Just to take the square. So you can start moving your pawns to c3 or to e3.
But it's difficult to get there, I guess.
Yes, it's very difficult. Yes, you have to go knight e2, knight b1, or knight e2, knight f1.
I mean, after knight e2, maybe just knight d3. We can't go knight b1.
No, knight f.
And
yes.
If we go knight f1, we can't go knight e3 later.
No,
so.
Yes, after knight f1, you will need to go after queen f3 and knight e3. Yes, and somehow. Looks like you prefer to have the knight on c3, but okay, you can go before also kicking you. Yes.
And I guess one idea, if you go knight f1, black could perhaps play even more actively with f5, I think.
Yes.
And if we take, bishop takes, this pawn is weak, the rook is active on f2.
Yeah, no, this looks very good for black.
Yeah, so probably it doesn't work to
it doesn't work.
Get the knight to a better square here. Played bishop f4. So e6 is probably an idea, but rook b6 is very natural. We could maybe go to g6. Or it's good, but it is. Bishop g3, rook e8. White has a pawn, but black has some good pieces, I guess. I guess one of the main advantages of this variation is that you gain a lot of time on the clock. White has only 8 minutes left here, actually.
Yes, no, this is not easy to play.
Yeah, so black has an hour more on the clock as well.
Yes, and it's also a little bit psychological. You have everything, you have a pawn up, you should show that you really have a pawn up. But black has so much activity, so it's easy to play with black,
Yeah. On the other hand, it's not so easy for black to do anything. I mean, eventually you might start to push the pawns on the queen side, but then the knight on d3 would be.
So maybe now, I don't know what I should play here actually.
Yeah, it's not so easy to find moves for any of the players, I guess.
It's not.
But having an hour more on the clock is always very useful.
Yes, of course.
So maybe we should look at the top board again. It's actually where it might be decided. I think I left after f4, and that maybe white was slightly better here. The knight on e5 looks very nice, and this pawn structure is maybe not perfect for black on the queen side.
But sometimes, because I played a similar setup now also I played in a similar app against Elizabeth Pat. Sometimes you get in c5 and then you can break up. But now, of course, white has had time to play f4, so the knight on e5 is really safe.
Yeah.
So it's it looks a little more pleasant because of the c6. The weakness there. But the knight on e6 will also be a good knight. But okay, then you have f5, so it cannot be there for a long time.
Feels at least easier to play white, even though black is of course always solid in this type of structure. Maybe rook e7, which looks very deep. What's the point of rook e7 here?
I don't know if it could be that he wants to defend the deep disc 7 square. and maybe then after to play. Maybe could he, because he cannot go 96. Is there some plan to go 98, 96?
Yeah, you're actually right. I see that's what happened in the game actually.
Mm.
White played knight a4,
Mm.
trying to just increase the pressure on the queen
Yes.
side, I guess. And we never wanna go b5, of course.
No, it's not possible.
And so we played knight e8 instead. So
Mm.
this is obviously the idea. And white played b4 himself.
Mm.
And I have to say, I really prefer white here. And
Yes, because now also sometimes you can go. Yes, of course. It looks. But okay, I guess he takes now in 96. Yes.
yeah, and I'm not even sure what I should recapture with, but I guess
Maybe he's worried about bishop capture. Could it be?
bishop takes.
Yes, because now
And you can't go knight d6 because
this.
d6.
Yes, and then this is very. Yeah, no, he cannot play this.
No.
No, he can't. He cannot take on b4.
Yeah, he actually didn't. Then this is really not good for black, I guess.
Yes.
97.
Yes, no, this is very because you get the c5 square.
Yeah, this is what happened. He took an a5, and this is always pleasant for white. It's like a minority attack, but in another way.
Yeah, no, this is very nice. Because also when you keep the white square bishop, you're not really worried about 96, 94. You can always change it. So yeah, this is pleasant. It's absolutely pleasant for white. Yeah.
But usually you always get one weakness here on c6, but you kind of want to find another weakness so you can combine them. And I'm not sure.
Can you go bishop a4 now?
Yeah, he actually played bishop a4. So it's really tough. And he actually won the pawn, actually. He just took on b7. And he took the pawn on c6. And white has the bishop pair. I guess d5 is still a weakness.
And a5 also sometimes, yes. But d5 is the very important pawn to
yeah,
get,
but isn't this just very close to winning for white?
Yes, I think so. But okay, black
I mean,
has
queen a4 maybe?
Is the queen a4? Yeah. So what did he play here? Maybe he went rook b3 here. Yes,
no, he's still thinking here, actually.
He's still thinking.
But rook b3 looks like a good move.
Yes, to cut the queen. Okay, you're attacking a3, but yes. Because
I mean, you could go a4 yourself.
Yes, you can go a4, but then you will not have queen a4 later on.
Yeah.
Yes. And now, is it coming here now?
Maybe queen e1 next move. He's trying to attack this pawn.
Yes. So here, queen e1. It looks very, very difficult here.
I mean, white is a pawn up, and it feels like even though if it wasn't a pawn up, it would still take white here, actually.
Yes.
I mean, you could play very slowly h3, king h2, and eventually just put the rook on c5 and...
Yes. So maybe he should play now queen f6, queen e1, queen e7, yes, to... I don't know. No, knight f6, sorry. Could it be yes to defend? I want to go knight e4 sometimes.
Yeah, knight f6. Okay, so queen e1?
And queen e7. I want to kick on e3.
Okay.
But now d5 is also so weak. I cannot do knight, I cannot move.
Maybe just a move like rook e2. It looks very passive, but at the same time a5.
Yes, yeah, why not? I don't see how you can. Yeah.
I actually hope that black holds together this position, because if white wins, then he's clearly the favorite to win the tournament. He's already leading it by half a point. So.
Yes. Yeah, then it's more difficult for anyone else to catch up. It will keep more the tension in the tournament, yes, the excitement. So,
but yeah, this looks very good for white. Probably winning. And how is our Swedish hope doing? Philip is playing. Okay, so this idea with knight d4, like you mentioned, was played.
Knight d4, yes.
And white pushed g4.
Yes. So if you go knight is fine, you can take it to g4. Yes. But I guess the rook to e8 to d8 to go. But no, you cannot play this.
I like Philip's move, even though.
You play queen a5.
Yeah,
yes.
now there are ideas with taking on c3 again.
Yeah, because now, but okay, the bishop is hanging on e4, but it can come. Yes, okay, because of a2. Yes. Now, of course, now we want to No, you cannot allow this. Yes, rook takes c4 is a threat. So he needs maybe to go, maybe to take on e6, but this is, you don't want to do. No, you don't want to take, because it just improves black's position, and then you never have knight f5. So what shall I play? a3? But a3 is not.
Yeah. Do we have time for b5?
Yes, I think you have time for b5 something. And what happened here if I go knight f5 now?
I guess we have to take it
I'm gonna take. Yes.
with the
I don't.
e-pawn.
Yes, normal e-pawn is normally logical, yes, to open. But if you want to try something on the king side, you take it. Yes, e-pawn.
I don't think it works to attack on the king side actually.
No, so this is maybe more. But this is. Yes. Now maybe should we play?
I mean, white could take on f6 and take a pawn, I guess, but it looks dangerous as well. Because this bishop looks
Yes, no, this is.
looks good.
But if you take on f6, maybe you should go g5 then.
Oh, okay.
Instead, no?
Um,
No. Yes. And now it's black tomorrow.
oh, yeah.
But maybe there is some kind of go g4, bishop 7, f6, but now it's, and you have the knight to d5, yeah. So this is maybe what you're planning here.
Yeah. White has some counterplay, but still maybe a3 is necessary here.
Maybe, but yes. In general, you would like to take on c3 and take on e4, but the bishop in e7 is hanging, no?
Yeah.
Otherwise, this would be very fine for black. Yeah, he has one move, knight f5, it takes c3 because you take inside. Yes, now this is maybe coming off the a3. But I was wondering if you could do it before, but I guess not many people would like to do that directly here. That's one little
Okay, so take, e takes.
because now you don't. Now you just win. You don't have to weaken yourself.
Yeah.
If you take an f5,
maybe knight f5 is actually a good idea.
Because now this is improved. But I was wondering if you play knight f5, if there's some tactics. This is why I was wondering if you can go rook c3, but you're giving some pieces here.
Yeah.
I was just wondering how this is, because when you analyze, because
then I guess queen takes.
Yeah, you take, and now
take on a2.
Yes.
But it seems like the king is just running away.
Yes, but you have.
Oh wait, you have
knight taking for check.
Yeah,
and then
you're right.
I was wondering where is the king going. King e2, you cannot go. King e3, okay, let's see if we can look. How will it be finally? You will be your piece happier.
Yeah. I mean, knight takes e4. Isn't this good for black or?
You have to go. What happened after? You have to go king take e4, yeah.
Oh yeah, you can take e4.
King e4. And how is this? King on
but
e4.
This is crazy.
This is very. This looks very crazy because I don't know. This looks very. I don't know. Very crazy here.
You could even consider taking on g4 and
yes, I was.
So on.
Yes. Somehow this. I don't know. It looks like it should be fine. Isn't it?
I don't know how to evaluate this even.
Maybe you can make some slow move f6, then d5 is coming, yeah? Or maybe yes, let's say bishop take e4. Why not? Bishop take e4. So,
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on actually. Maybe we can just take it. I guess queen takes bishop f4.
Yeah, bishop f4, yeah. So maybe it was too much. But
still f5 is still very interesting. But then king d5 is probably...
Yes. So I think
Yeah.
now we have gone quite
Yeah,
far.
I think so.
But it's actually something you have to calculate. If you go knight f5, you have to be aware of that. I can perhaps take on c3.
Definitely.
Mm.
Is there some game that you think we should take a look at here?
Yeah, I haven't seen. Let's see. What happening
Um, Maybe we can take a look at the Norwegian
here? Yes.
guys
Yeah.
playing each other, and I guess they know each other quite well.
Yes.
Sebastian Mihailov against Ristin. And okay, white plays e3. It's not the most ambitious setup, I guess, right off the opening, but
Yes, but I guess Black knew that his probably would be coming now, and but I think he's that White is a player like this. He likes to play solid lines. Yeah, he's not going for the main lines, the most aggressive. So yeah, I guess it goes to his style. But normally E3 is a little bit about confession. I think you make it
I don't know. Like earlier in the tournament, he actually won a game in the King's Indian in 25 moves, I think, with white in the main lines.
And he played yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think maybe it's like a case that they know each other really well, and maybe they look at openings together and they know each other well. So we just try something different, just to get a position to play. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it could always be like that when you play with someone you know very well.
Yeah.
So,
and yeah, so we got some kind of Grunfeld set up for black.
Yes.
So knight d2. I guess this is not too well known, but usually I'm afraid of putting the knight on c6 because I'm not sure how to get the pawn back when I take on c5 here.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened also here. Yes.
Yeah, it's sort of like Catalan but reversed colors. So maybe you can even consider going knight d7 here and queen c7.
Yes. So.
But after knight
yeah,
c6,
you could have also maybe queen c7. You could have gone directly. But you're right. Yes.
But he took the pawn, and I guess this leads to a very sharp game. If black plays e5 now, it threatens to win a piece, but I guess white is going to play e4.
Yes, you go e4.
And yeah, he went for something different with queen c7. But white still played e4, and I'm still not sure how to get the pawn back on c5.
Yes, no, I'm not so sure. But this is maybe a better way, because at least you had a pawn on e7. On e5, you will give some more squares for white. The d6 square will not be defended any longer. So, and now queen e2, yes, this looks like.
I still kind of.
But yeah, but he could always, let's see his position. Yeah, bishop e4, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And of course, there are some ideas with knight d5 now, but of the h3, did he play knight? Okay, he could play knight d5 immediately, actually.
This looks nice. What's happening here?
So I guess if you take, he's going to take here, and take on e4, and he gets the.
And how is this? Yeah, but this looks fine, because you get the c5. What will happen here?
Yeah, I mean, at least one of these pawns you will get. This looks okay for black.
Yeah, this looks okay.
And they play bishop c2, and I'm not sure. Maybe we have some kind of transmission problem, because they should have played more moves. I actually doubt that black has 3 minutes left in this position. That would be.
But he's a very quick player normally, White. You know, I saw one of the games in real time, and I think they went into rook ending, and he had more time than when he started.
Okay.
It was, I don't know, it was 25 moves played or something. So normally White is a very quick player, actually.
But I don't think black is such a slow player either. I mean, he can't have 2 minutes left in this position.
Yes.
Maybe I have to.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's some kind of transmission error. Maybe.
Could be, because.
Oh, we have a couple of more moves, and the times weren't really right either. But bishop c2, and it took on e4, so we get some exchanges here actually. Take some f3, and black got this pawn back actually. White still has the bishop pair, but
so
knight e4. I think this should be okay for black.
Yeah, I think.
The king
Yeah.
is slightly weakened.
But what did he do now?
He took on e4, and he played queen c4.
Mm.
And I guess if we would take the queen here, we have some kind of pressure against the queen side. It's not so easy to play b3 or something with
Yes.
the bishop on g7.
Mm.
But still, white has the bishop pair, so if he can develop somehow, then maybe white would be better.
Yeah, now the compensation black has is that you have activity, you have the d5, the bishop c1. Yeah, if you need to get out with it, but then when knight c4 is coming, it's weak there. So
maybe white should try and keep the queens if it's possible, but
maybe can he play some slow rook e1, but I don't know.
But then we can take and rook d1, I guess.
Yeah, of course. No, you shouldn't. No, this is not a choice.
I think black is doing okay here.
Yeah.
I mean, like queen c2 is not really what you want to play, I guess.
Yeah, you need to worry about f3, yeah. But okay, no, not because something is happening as now. But if you go queen c2, maybe just yeah. No, normally it's not what you want to do. Because maybe you go rook b8, and then sometimes.
I think maybe it's safest to take on c4 and just try to equalize there.
Yes.
And yeah, I think black is doing okay here. And okay, so apparently Felix is winning his game.
They have got this endgame, yes, and the king is the king is so far away.
Yeah, I guess white's only try is to try to check all the time, but now you can't even move the rook.
Yes, no, it's wrong.
Yeah, so black just goes rook b3 or something next move. So black should win this without any
because
trouble.
this is to defend this the way you defend. But okay, now the king was wrong, but you need to have the king on the G line, or I don't know, no G on maybe what is it, G2 or something, but not on H3. And then of course you check all the time, yes, because the rook is wrongly placed there. But so that was mistake. Yeah, because you need to have it more further down also. Some G2H2, something like that.
And okay, look at the first board. He actually got the A5 pawn as well. Let's see. He played rook b3 like we expected. A4. And he played rook b2. And he just gave away another pawn.
But he couldn't defend it. There was no way to get the rook to defend it. So he is now hoping that his activity will give some.
But this looks very bad.
Yes, it looks bad.
And we even get to trade a rook, I guess.
Yes, yeah, you get to trade a rook.
Maybe take here.
Yes.
And I'm guessing bishop b5 maybe.
Yes, bishop b5. Yeah, okay, queen e4. You can let's go bishop f1. It's not so much. Yes, but maybe can you need to try. I don't know what you can.
Maybe bishop b5 is not the most accurate move here. But you can start with bishop c3.
Okay, you move the rook. Yeah, you don't have so many square rook e2, I guess. Yeah. But then you kick in d5. If the knight is moving, bishop take d5 is coming. So now, yeah.
Maybe just a5.
Yes, a5. Yeah, why not?
Looks like white is winning actually, but
but now queen e4, yeah.
Queen e4.
I think maybe no. Yes, maybe this is was. Yes, but you go queen d3.
Yeah.
Maybe this is not. This is maybe not necessary.
Yeah, you want something better than this.
Yes, because now you get an activity. Yes. So queen e4 is coming. You need to because the queen need to defend e3 and g2, so you cannot go queen f1. So maybe you need to go. I'm not sure it was better to put the rook behind the pawn. Maybe it's better to have it on because a4. Maybe you need to go bishop b5 and bishop f1 to defend, or you can.
Yeah, maybe white has to go a bit passive for a while, but in the end he still looks.
Because I was looking at bishop b5, queen e4, bishop f1, and I'll go knight g4.
Yeah.
Because now if you go bishop d2, maybe I just take on d4. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
So it's because you're all the pieces are on the back rank here. So there are some things to be, you have to watch out for.
Definitely. But I mean, like in this position, you have to watch out. Okay, this
doesn't work. Maybe there's a counter check here, yes?
Yeah, but I still think
Bishop
this works.
b4, yes?
But maybe we can take it.
We just take it. And we have this, this mate which we always have to teach everyone. Yeah, and we're so happy when we get to play it, yes.
Yeah, but it's better if we have a rook.
Yeah,
it's not such a beautiful mate
yeah,
now.
No, it's not so good. But I don't know, black wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, black has some activity, but he has to be careful, I guess. Maybe he shouldn't even take on b2 immediately. Maybe start with bishop b5, actually.
I think you should start with bishop b5.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to have a rook on the second rank. It's always, when you're rook on the second rank, when you have moved the f pawn, the king gets weaker, and he also has some other pieces which can, attack on g2. So you have the e4 square for the queen and the knight. So there's some activity for black. So
this is definitely better.
This is much better. You are cutting off the other rook. And yes. Okay, now he can take a knight g4. So it's not,
okay.
And then d4 will be falling. So it's not what's happening here now. Okay, maybe you will queen f3. I guess, do you need to change queens probably, or not? Queen
I mean, even if we get to an endgame and we have the bishop pair and this pawn, white should be winning.
Yes, probably. But
I'm worried about losing d4 as well.
Yes, because I think at this moment you will, you might even lose d4. I don't know. You will have to defend it, rook d1, and then you get active, yes. Because you have knight f5 later. No? If I take on e3, you defend d4, I go knight f5. Even in the endgame, yes.
Yeah.
So the pawn will not rush down immediately, yes.
So maybe bishop b5 doesn't work here?
Yes. So
it would be strange if we didn't have anything with white. I mean, there has to be something. Maybe rook c2, or
rook c2 could be a move, yes. But if I go knight g4,
maybe bishop d2.
Bishop d2, but I go queen e4. Maybe.
Yeah, you're still active. And still a sacrifice on d4.
Yes, but maybe now it's time to take on the b2, and I go h3, yes? And I have time to kick you back, But it's not sure. Bishop take d4.
Yeah, and
take here, and you take rook take d2, because it's a mate on d2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a mate on d2. So still there are some.
Okay, maybe it doesn't really work, but
I don't know.
Bishop takes
d5. What I have no bishop. Yeah, no, but I think bishop take e3 and rook take d5.
Yeah. Okay, it was too creative, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, but it has some counterplay actually.
There's some practical chances, absolutely, and it's because this e4 square and the f4.
Yeah.
So and rook on the second rank, which is always very dangerous. Like we saw before in the rook ending, and now here also.
I mean, positionally, this move f4, it's risky. I mean, you got the very nice knight on e5, but now you have to be careful when you got everything you wanted anyway. And
you can see, like a player like Ulf Andersson, he would be very hesitant to put the pawn on f4, very, very much. It was very logical when we saw it. It looked very nice, but there are some drawbacks later on, and pawns can never go backwards. So the day you have decided something, you can't take it back later on. So yes, it's always two ways when you weaken your kings, and just exactly the f pawn.
Yeah, I mean, if this pawn was just back on f3, then white would be just winning immediately.
Yes, because you control e4, and the weakness on e3 is not so bad. But now, when you have this square e4, yes, it's another story.
And okay, we can look at how Milton is defending because he was. Yeah, I mean, it was a tricky position to play here. Black has some counterplay here. Queen h4.
I went that way.
So what's the idea if we go?
Rook f2 looks very normal. I don't know if you. Yes, this one I don't.
Oh, the rook is hanging here. There's a bishop over.
So this one. But okay, this pawn. Okay, we go rook b1
Yeah.
or something. Rook somewhere.
Takes it, rook f2, and the queen goes back to e5. I'm not sure how important the pawn was in h2.
But I don't understand. If I now go rook h1, you want to go rook b8. Yes. I was just rook h1, it goes rook b8. And how is this? But what is? Because the point is if you go f6, you can always take with rook, you can take with the queen, and then so this is the.
I mean, White has several chances to take the h7 pawn in this game, and he has never taken it. So.
Yes.
But I guess this pawn in h2 wasn't extremely important because this guy is not gonna be a new queen. But maybe this is annoying at some point with
yes.
g3.
I was wondering here, bishop f4. If I go bishop f4, you go queen d4. I just was wondering what will happen. Because knight f5 is coming. No, it's not. You should not.
You could go back.
Yeah, we have to go back, and you will get a little more time on your clock.
Yeah.
But so how?
Okay, so rook b7, maybe.
Or rook, maybe yes, rook b7, yes.
But rook b8 still.
Yes, maybe you can go. Maybe you can. Yes, and rook b8 will come here. Yes.
But okay, let's try. Just queen b3.
But yes, this one take here.
I'm thinking if you take and check, I will just go king e2.
Sorry, if you take and check, yeah, king e2, yes.
It looks safe enough.
Yes, but I think you will go g3 some moment, because with g3, you will a little bit take away the rook on f2, defending f5, yeah?
Yeah.
So, and then you're after. Yes, now this looks now, because in general for white it should be better to change pieces. I don't know if there's some.
But I mean, now white can also disturb with e7.
But let's see, maybe I can take on f5, can I or not? No, you just take with the rook. Yes, sorry, because otherwise I was thinking if I can take and I can have queen c2 take, but then in the end you have this very just check. This very strong pawn, yeah. But you just take rook takes, and I cannot see shouldn't be.
Yeah. But this looks good for white, I think.
Yeah, this looks good.
So maybe there's.
But maybe yes, if you go rook b7, can you? Because now, of course, g7 is. Yeah, I always wonder what happens if I go g3, but yes. And then I want to. Either take on f5 or knight g4.
But how is bishop f4?
But I can go queen c3 check, yeah, can I? But it will be hanging on.
c3.
No, it's not clear because hanging on h6 in there.
Yeah.
And you're defending. I have rook take f5 there. I don't know what. Yeah, we can have a look. Yeah.
I don't know. Queen c3? Or?
Maybe yes. I'm not sure. I'm not sure because. But why not queen d4? Well, why queen d4 looks logical. You take and I take f5.
You can take f5?
And I take back with the rook. Because it's pinned.
Yeah. And we have, you're threatening all kinds of stuff now.
Yes, no, you shouldn't, because you must keep the knight away. No, one thing is you lose the pawn, but also if the knight gets active, it could be dangerous for
you. Bishop f4 is probably too greedy. So I don't know, rook e2.
Yeah, but isn't it soon hanging on f5 or not? But now, okay, you have some.
I don't know.
Yes, you have taken on g7, bishop h6, things like this, maybe.
Yeah, I was just hoping there would be some tactics, maybe e7 at some point.
But I think you just can. What will happen?
Can you take just everything?
You go e7 here directly.
Yeah, maybe. h7 is also hanging if you take, I guess.
Take, yes. But I was wondering here.
Maybe you can take, but
take on maybe you can take on e7. Yes.
It looks risky, but now maybe white has some initiative for a while at least. At least I was hoping to get some initiative, but Black is solid here, actually.
Yeah, I think this looks fine, and now you lost your pawns. So now,
Yeah.
if the pawns are gone, then it's yeah, the black will be very happy. Yes. So I guess that's the point. We take an h2. Now you can disturb the g3, and the
Yeah.
rook cannot both defend the second line for the king because white's king hasn't find any good safety in this game. Yeah. So I don't know. The problem is you want to go rook h1, but then you have rook b8, and it's I cannot see there should be any going to be any kind of compensation there now. I cannot.
He has to try something dynamic at least, because black is about to play g3 and just take, I guess.
Yes. So
Rook b7 looks so natural.
if I go rook f4 here now.
Rook f4.
Because if you go g3, I will maybe I want to somehow to kick you, and now you can't disturb me here. I want to go rook e4, but can you take the pawn? Queen take f5, I don't know.
Rook h4?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but maybe yes. What do you say? You just go back, queen f6, perhaps. Queen f6. I have rook f1.
Maybe g2.
Rook h2, yes. Take,
Yeah, this
take. And whatever after rook f5 you just take the pawn, yeah. But I wanted to see I can take yeah, the rook, sorry, the rook is hanging. Yes, of course not.
It feels like maybe white should start playing desperately around here. Something went wrong around move 20, I guess.
Yes, something went wrong, and black really realized you have to do something, find a very active plan.
Yeah.
Put in a queen in the center, attacking the pawns, and then open the b-line. Yes.
Still, I feel like black's opening was very risky, but you also have to win it, I guess. So.
Yes, but I also like this idea. I don't want to play fear today. I just want to play some chess moves and to see that the understanding the size. No?
I mean, up until this point, I liked black's play. Enough, but f5 felt like it was too early going
it
for.
Was too early. So maybe f3 was, it's like it was good, But because I don't know if g4 is not really coming, no, because you have h5 here, yes.
Maybe on h5 immediately and try some bishop h6.
Yeah, you can play these things. Yes. H5 you can always play in these setups.
Yeah.
You could even if you wanted to wait with bishop g7, but you can go then 2 moves, yes, and to play. But white will anyway, I guess, play for f4 because but then okay, you need to have the knight attacking e5 on d3 perhaps, yeah. So if you go here, maybe knight c1, knight d3 is fine actually. Yeah.
I guess you have to play slow. I would maybe go for something like this, and maybe a3, b4 eventually.
Yes, and this is the reason why it's very good not to go a4 automatically.
Yeah.
Because you're keeping the possibility to play on the queen side yourself. So you should only go a4 when it's really necessary.
I've seen some structure when basically black plays a6, and only after a4 they go for this move e5, just closing the center, because now b4 is no longer a possibility. So
yes, that's an idea. Quickly opening to a little bit depending on white doing. You decide if you go e5 or not.
Yeah. I don't know. Should we perhaps take a break for a while?
We can take a break.
Yeah, we'll be back in a while. Okay, then we're back, and we actually have a couple of results, and we made a mistake in this endgame because it's not actually winning. It's actually a well-known draw. I think it's called Vancouver position. And yeah, White showed that he knew how to defend this, and it was just a draw.
Yes, the problem is that for black, it's that white is always kicking the pawn, so the rook cannot leave the A line. And because it's the A pawn, or it's an A pawn, the king can't go on the other side to defend it.
Yeah, he can't run away from the checks. Yeah.
Yes, and he cannot run away from the checks. And also he's keep his king on the G1, G2, or H1, H2. He's keeping it there, and then it's just nothing he can do. Now always he goes back and he attacking.
So in the end, Black tried this, but Rook A3 and the king has to be on one of these two squares, but it's an easy draw.
Yeah.
As long as we don't make a move like King F2, but then we have this famous trap, of course. But anyway, this game actually ended in a draw, and we have another couple of results. Hampus won his Rook endgame. Yeah, definitely. I mean, King E7 and he went for E6, of course, and we still have the same trap with Rook H8.
I think, let's see, we have to go back. So I think black was not aware that this is coming. So
No.
he probably had to go. It came here. Now he went B6. Aha, now he has to go. I went King E7, King F5. Is this what happened? King H3? Yeah. And now, but why does he go back? Why? Because now he has to wait for the rook. What is coming here?
I guess B7 next move, and then we're threatening maybe E6 anyway.
Yes, of course. So he needs to go with the king to E4. But this is not. If he goes with the king to E4, the king will just run up to G5.
Yeah.
So maybe the problem is that black had the king on G7 from the beginning. Maybe this is the mistake. He had to put the king. Yes, he had to put the king maybe on G7 from the beginning, because this looks like, now this is winning. Yeah,
and well, very nice game by White. Just picked up a pawn on move 8 and just kept it for the entire game, actually.
Let's say black is waiting. I go some rook. I go rook b2 something.
Rook b2. Okay, so let's try b7.
Yes, now I go king e4. Because
king
now
e4.
you're taking e6. And now my idea is that when you go up, I will take g3, but you will take f7. So king h4, I will go king e3, and king g5, then I will go rook b6.
Okay, you will defend this way, but okay, yeah.
Because the rook is, the rook. When you go b7, you can only go b7 when you're really sure it will be winning, because now the rook has no moves. It's like white is playing just with the king.
Yeah.
And now, but I don't know, king h6, but I start taking g3 and I go with h4.
But if you take, maybe I'm in time with f5 here.
F5, yes.
Oh, it's actually check.
It's check.
Yeah.
So the rook was good here. Yes. So rook endings are very, very tricky.
Yeah.
Very, very
maybe
tricky.
it was possible to defend this, but
yes, because when you play this, king e4 is the only chance.
Yeah.
But maybe white should not go b7 quickly. Maybe start the king h4. You don't want to play.
Yeah, we don't want to go king h4 here.
So.
Yeah, I mean it's.
But can you see the last move what happened? Because
b7, king e7, and this
very
nice move
e6.
It's
a very nice move, and it's very, it's very good to know. It's possible that black didn't see it before it happened, or just maybe when he played king e7, they didn't know this was coming.
Yeah, probably.
But in rook endings, you have to know this before, because it makes it easy. Then you know you can go rook b8, you can go b7. And you have this idea.
I didn't see this idea either until Hampus played it, so yeah, it's very easy to miss, I think.
Yes, no, it's very, very, very easy to miss, but it's very.
Yeah.
So that's a very instructive.
Yeah, and I think it's the first win for Hampus in this tournament also. So he looks very happy. And we also have another result. We actually have, I didn't expect it, but we actually have a draw on board 1. He didn't even try to win this. He just exchanged and he offered a draw after rook a1.
Yes. No, yes, he was getting worried here. So he didn't want to try. and he's leading the tournament, so a draw was fine for him. If he was just not allowed to lose the game. Okay, if he would have won, he would have a very good chance to win the tournament, and he would have, of course, been leading with more points, but he didn't want to because he saw that the rook on the second line is dangerous for him. Queen e4 is coming, knight g4 maybe. So he has to figure out.
Yeah, and maybe he looked at the other boards and realized that maybe his the other guys weren't winning anyway. But
I think he's a very positional player, so he's a very slow player.
Yeah.
And when he feels there's some danger, he doesn't want to go for it. He prefers to be solid.
Yeah, I suppose. But okay, let's look at Blomqvist because we have left around here. I think it was still a very solid position. Not too much was going on for any side of the board. Well, Queen e2, and here actually took on c2. But do you think he gives up the c file like that?
Yeah, that's surprising. Yes.
Yeah.
After you go Queen c6, I don't know. We have some ideas. Yeah.
Okay, well, we see in the next move he actually plays knight e4. So
was he worried about
he couldn't play this now because I think d5 is hanging.
d5 is hanging. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's right.
But still, I'm not sure. Is it worth to give up the entire c file to play knight e4? I'm not sure. Why? Yeah, this is what happened. He just penetrated on c6, and now we have a very interesting pawn structure here. And I guess one good thing is that this bishop on e1 is not really good right now, at least.
Yes. No, okay, the only point is defending the c3 square. So even if the rook gets to the c line, it takes you more time to take d3.
Yeah. And rook a7, of course, but king f1, and eventually we see that white just puts the knight on e5 and kicks the other knight with f3. And
what is happening here? Because
yeah, d4 and f4 is hanging, right?
Yes. I was just wondering what is this the position?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a little bit
I mean, let's try knight f6. We're threatening both of these pawns, I guess. Bishop h4.
No. But okay, bishop h4.
Yeah, maybe.
But I want to say, okay, I moved the knight, so now I can move the knight. Yeah. Can I go on?
It doesn't have a lot of comfortable squares, but
can I go like this? I don't know. I just want to move the knight. But I cannot play 6.
No,
but now, okay, I want to take.
Yeah, one of these pawns.
I want to take one of the pawns. So both of them are hanging, yes.
I mean, how about rook c8, maybe?
Yeah,
Knight d6 and just go back.
Yeah.
Just try to annoy the knight, because this one doesn't have a lot of squares to go to.
And if you go rook c, yeah, but you don't want to get here. And if I go knight c7, I just want, okay,
instead of here? Then we have knight c6, maybe.
And you kick it?
Yeah, you can play rook a6.
But okay, now, you can come back.
Knight e7, maybe.
You have some idea. Rook j8 and bishop f6.
Yeah.
Yes. So now this, but maybe, I want to go rook j8. Then e5 is hanging. But now I go rook a. But then we've taken d5. And I will take d4. No, this I can play. Yes, I can play rook a8 here.
Rook 8. And yeah, okay, so if I take and take on d5, you take on d4.
Yes.
No, you can take on d4. We have bishop f6.
I have bishop f6. Of course,
Okay, it was a long variation, maybe it's not completely forced, but
yes. Yeah.
But still, I mean, having the knight on e6 is
such a big improvement.
Yeah.
To get it there because it's to have it attack and go for these pawns. Now we see that on the left right also working.
Feels like White has to try something tactical in order to save himself here.
And if I went to knight e7 instead, okay, knight f6.
Yeah, bishop h4.
But if I go knight e7, can you can now?
Okay, knight d7.
I was just wondering. But I don't want to take it. I just want to. Maybe you can go rook d6. Even I don't know why the knight is.
Rook d6.
I know, but it's not a good square. So
yeah. I don't know. I move like g3.
G3.
But now you can take on d4.
Now I take on d4, yes, because I can.
And if I take first, and then g3?
But I take now, but because of the mate, yes. Yeah, this is mate. But now maybe I go rook c7, can I?
Yeah, and then just. Okay, I don't know if I can take and bishop d8.
Yes, you can do. Yes, this you can do. Here, take, and here.
It still feels like White is very close to losing at some point, but something is.
Yeah. Pawn is very, very quick, so you think black can't play this. No, even on knight e7 I don't like so much because
maybe we just put the knight on g8, just covering the squares.
Yeah, now, why not? Now we're defending everything. Now something will be hanging. But okay, so.
Still feel like there are tricks everywhere, and yeah, White has to try something here. Not completely sure. Maybe we can move the rook at some point, because we have some ideas with bishop f2, but f4 is always a problem as well.
F4 is, but f4 is less.
Rook d6. Then okay, we can't take d4 actually. Bishop f2.
But can I play some rook c7 here? I just want to know. You go and take my a-pawn.
I don't know. Maybe.
Because where is the king?
And this is rook c7 is a good move, I think. And if we take, we might start checking and then.
You have knight f4. Yes.
Yeah.
And, so maybe this is okay. Black has one active knight and one knight defending the king.
Or maybe you can try something like knight c6.
Yes, it's true. You can do it. But what will happen here? Yes, because now you don't really want to take on that pawn.
No.
And yes, the knight c6 was good. Yes, it's not sure because now, because maybe you can go king d1 to let the king do.
Yeah, I mean.
It's very difficult to do anything here.
It feels like White is relying on tricks.
I was wondering if I could go some knight f6, but then you take it will be so clean down. So.
Yeah, he has some interesting counterplay, but I'm still not completely sure it holds because it feels like it's very close to.
This one, if I go
knight c3 immediately. Okay. I'm guessing he will take it. And yeah, maybe just play this actually. Okay, let's take c3.
Yeah, you take here, and then of course take here.
If you take rook d3,
yeah. So maybe I take on f4.
Take on f4.
But in general, now, of course, normally you want to take the b4 pawn, but take here.
But this should be decent drawing chances, right? I mean, at some point we have knight c6 as well.
Yes, I was just wondering. Or maybe, in general, the d pawn is more important than the f pawn.
Can we take it, actually?
Yes,
on rook d3 we have knight c2, actually.
Knight c2, yes. Oh, knight c2 was a nice one. knight c2 looks good.
But maybe, okay, I don't know. Maybe knight c6. And there's a lot to calculate here actually.
Yes, knight c6 is also fine. If you go rook a6, I don't know if it's
Yeah. Knight e7, then knight b4.
Ah, yeah. So yeah, because this is fine.
So we have to, I don't know, rook c3.
Yes, rook c3. Yes.
Okay, it's very tactical actually. There's a lot to calculate here, and I understand that Eric has been thinking for a while. I think.
Yeah, it's lots of things to do.
Yeah, maybe I have to update to get a few more moves. And wait, where was he? Oh, something has happened. He actually went for this, and he just played this calm move, rook b7.
Yeah, I guess this is a little bit typical. He's not. It's not. He makes it slowly. So it's pretty
Yeah.
good, more active square, and he's not allowing. Yeah, and he's going to take one of these pawns later on. Knight c6 looks here. Is this
Yeah.
what happened?
This is what happened actually.
Okay, so
So-
now you need to go maybe rook c2, yeah?
Yeah, and it takes on f4, and it just goes back.
Ah, is this what happened?
Yeah.
This is what happened. Yeah, because this. This pin is very annoying.
Yeah, he actually played b4 here, just trying to get rid of it.
Aha.
But I'm guessing rook a7 now,
Yeah. But
and it's
it looks like it's going to be better for black here.
yeah, it's very likely that we get some kind of end game. Yeah, and this pawn on h4 is not so easy to defend because g3 you always have some f4 at some point.
Yes,
So
now that has been maybe weaknesses. Because
yeah,
now this other pawn is very good for black.
yeah, this looks very promising for Lundqvist actually. And if he tries to keep it, he can try to keep it actually. But knight takes d4.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how dangerous this pawn can
And now a5.
get.
But yeah, you can put the pawn on. Maybe I don't know what you're doing now because okay, you will go. Ah, and then okay, so you can.
But d5 is also hanging.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Maybe knight.
Knight b3 a6.
Okay, because knight d5 is not the real move. You go with c2 and you will need to
Yeah.
go somewhere else. So no, this is what he has to do. He has to try to keep his pawn. So this is the position now.
Yeah, but rook a7 has to be played, right?
No, there is no rook b7.
Oh, rook b7.
Okay, you can go back knight c6. No.
Knight c6, yeah.
And now it's good. White has put his rook on the second rank down.
Yeah, maybe it's not that good for black actually. If we have this move rook a2, he has to play rook a2. I think.
Let's see, can we do something else? Rook a5. Can I play this?
Rook a. Oh, sorry. Rook a5.
Yes.
Knight c6.
And I will kick you. So then it's maybe just.
Maybe.
Rook a6. But yes, but then yes, knight b4, and then I don't know. Yeah, here. I don't know if you can play now some rook.
Rook b6. I will take here.
Yes, rook, and now I go rook b6.
And
as far as the knight going.
maybe put it on c3.
Yes, c3.
I just wanna start running soon with the pawn.
Yes.
That's
Yes, this is this is unpleasant.
yeah. Maybe it's not that good for black actually.
No.
Okay, but he shouldn't have to lose, I think. But
So maybe if he goes back rook a5.
yeah, he had a draw with chasing the knight, I guess. Okay, let's look at the second board as well because we had this very interesting left around here, and he actually went back with the knight to b3, and he offered a repetition.
But he knows. This is very
Yeah,
psychological. He knows surely that black has to keep on playing.
yeah,
So this was the very, this was very clever to do like this because black is not in a position that he wants to draw. He wants to try. Yes.
absolutely. But still, it's not like black has to repeat the position. He has
No, of course
other
not.
ways to play. Rook e8, I guess it's useful defending this bishop.
And sometimes you have, okay, not now, but sometimes you have bishop f8 if you need to defend. But okay, as long
Yeah,
as white can take on f6, it's not possible. But it's always good to defend. And the rook is all, in general, in this kind of position, this is where you want to put the rook, the one on c8 and the one on e8. It's not so often you put the rook on d8 because d6 is so well defended.
yeah,
And if you would take on f6 and take the pawn on d6, normally you get lots of compensation along the line.
yeah. Well, he played rook h2 here actually,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean maybe it's very dangerous, but you could consider taking on d4. I think.
Yes, that's what will happen here.
And take here, I guess. What is going on here?
Why didn't we play this? Ah, Queen G3.
Queen
Because
g3.
I had knight with E6 after
Ah, okay, yeah. So if we take on h2,
yeah, and then this looks fine. Okay. Also, it will be exchanged more, yes. So Queen G3 was not white. Why to go with the Queen? Maybe we need to go Queen F4.
queen f4. But if we take on g5,
Yes, but the knight is in traps. Okay, I take on Queen to G5.
ah, okay.
But you get lots of pawn. Maybe I will need to take an e6 and bishop e2, something like this. But I really don't want to.
Yeah, or even bishop e2
Bishop
immediately.
e2 is the right one, yes. Bishop e2 is the right because you want to have knight e5 and knight e5.
Yeah, white has some good play now actually.
Yeah, you have lots of pawns, but white has a lot of
Yeah,
lines.
the king is weak here.
Yes.
Okay, he probably considered it, but he went for something different. He played knight c4, and he got the bishop pair. But, well, white played this move knight f5, which has been preparing for a while, and he takes, and he got to play d5. So, queen d2, d4. Black is looking active.
Looks like he has to, this looks fine for black. But what I said, he must take an f6.
Yeah, he did take on f6.
And the problem now is you want to go knight e4, but it's not possible. And now we see
Yeah.
how useful rook e8.
But knight e2, and maybe white. He's not threatening to take on d4, I think, but
No,
maybe he is actually.
I don't. Yes, I'm not sure.
It looks risky, but
But sometimes, now maybe you want some kind of end game, so you just be blocking from.
yeah. He played rook e4,
Yeah, I was a little bit more about.
and he doubles on the e4, but isn't black doing okay here?
I'm not sure what position is actually. Okay, G5.
Yeah, it's very, very sharp. Rook f2. So I guess he's trying to get the bishop to f4, but it doesn't get that possibility. Rook f3, and the bishop comes to e1. That's a very nice maneuver.
It comes back, but now I go queen because but now there's a problem with the pawn on g5. It gets a little bit weak, the end games. Because
Yeah.
you have bishop h4, you have to defend it with rook g1, and just now also you have mate on the last rank. So if queen d3, what would happen after queen d3? Or maybe you should go b5.
Oh, that's even better.
At least because you can't change. So, and I was wondering, this g5, I think it's more a weakness because you're not going to.
Yeah. But in the game, what actually tried to keep the queen? She played queen h2, yeah. And I'm not really sure who's pushing here, but
Yes, what happened here?
Yeah, he's still thinking here after
I
queen
was
h2.
they have no final time, yes?
Yeah, maybe I have to update to get some more moves. I played bishop h4, so he's trying to attack this weakness, and yeah, they're both really low on time. They're playing on the increment, but they get some more time after move 40, so
But anyway, yes, it's because now when you play bishop h4, in fact, wait a minute, can I repeat? Was this the position?
yeah.
Because it's made in the last rank, so you don't have any rook e2, or there's a check yet.
Ah,
Yes. So, I play yes,
can you play rook e2 here?
yes, now I can do rook e2. I think it's winning. Although doing something.
Okay, take, and rook c3.
Ah.
This is what
No, yes, because it's not. It's not. Yes.
this is what you play in time trouble. At least rook c3.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, this is winning. You needed to have put in d5 before, so, but then you would have had the chance.
Yeah.
So it's not working. Yeah. So,
Do you think Philip will see rook c3?
normally would see. Yes, normally would see.
But they're both very low on time,
Yeah, both are low.
and he needs to win this game.
So this is very, yes.
He played rook e2, actually. Oh, sorry, the queen disappeared. And he played rook c3 as well. This is the game, so he probably missed rook c3.
Yes. And this is because of the situation. He wants so much to win, and then he sees something which looks winning. But with little time, it's easy to always see. Because it's made on the last rank.
This is very easy to miss, I guess.
Yes, rook c3 is very easy to miss. And it's normally most you see from the white side.
Yeah.
But when you are on the other side, it's not so easy to see because there's a move for the opponent, not for the side.
But now he's losing.
Yes, now he's losing.
It's probably resignable. Already he's down so much material, and
yes, now there's no. And okay, so this is one of the points with g5. Yes, because with g5 it's very difficult to give space for the king. You move a pawn and then you will still be go h6, maybe g6, or you don't want to go h6 because you're going g5, and if you go g6, f6, and you still mate, and even worse, no? So this was the point behind it, and that you're mate on the last rank.
Well, it's kind of difficult to see everything from all the way over here when he played g5, but
yeah, I wasn't sure about
he
it.
probably realized the endgame was not so good for him, but
so he has to.
Okay, so rook c3 took on g2, and yeah, I think he can resign.
Yeah, no, it's the same because how you cannot. Okay, you can go h6. It's the only way to defend the knight. Yeah, but everything is hanging.
He's down so much material.
It's just he should take bishop f6. Maybe. I guess
yeah, it's always difficult to play with so much pressure and so little time. So.
Yes, and it's it was because of the time because if you would have had some more minutes, you would surely have seen it, but he had to make a decision.
So that's very unfortunate, and he can't really score a Grandmaster Norm after this. He really had to win, which is why he pushed so hard for a win as well. And Tukayev used it quite well. I mean, psychologically, I think he knew that Black was playing for a win. And
this is always psychological to offer a draw. You offer a draw by repeating the moves.
Yeah.
And then because some plays then they really now the situation was Black had to play. But sometimes you also feel that now I have to show, and then comes a mistake. No? But this mistake was not because of that. It was because of
I actually saw a game a couple of years ago when Rasmus Svane was playing for a Grandmaster Norm, and he usually plays the French defense, and his opponent he knew that he had to play for a win with Black, so he just took on d5, and yeah, he didn't manage to win that game with Black. But okay, we have another result. Eric Turn won his game. That's very good because then he will ask me for more advice on openings later.
So he had a good
position
here. He was happy with his position.
And he has actually won 3 games in a row. I'm not sure. He might actually score an international master norm if he wins the final round. rook e8. So he went for this idea with knight h4, but
What if I want to have some, but I don't know, knight f5, bishop f5? Yes, I don't see.
yeah, and there might even be some tactical ideas.
This is what happened.
Yeah, I think he just blundered that one.
Yes,
Because rook f1,
yes, he has blundered, so he has to go maybe rook b1 here or something.
yeah, I mean, yeah, this was just a tactical oversight, I guess.
Yes. But this is very typical, when you play morning rounds now, they will even play double rounds, but when you play
Yeah,
in the morning, I've seen it many times when I play in team matches. The player much slower, there are much more big mistakes, much more time travels. It's just very difficult to change the rhythm you have now.
yeah.
So,
I actually read a book by Cotronias, and he recommended that you should never play a tournament with morning rounds.
yeah, I
Because,
understand because it's difficult. That's why I was very happy when we played the Women World Chess Championship. Or even when we had the playoff, we always started at 3 o'clock,
okay,
always the same time. And for chess players, it's actually fantastic that we have the same group every day.
yeah. Well, I don't like waking up early, simply so. I also prefer playing in the afternoon or even in the evening. But here, White is trying to gain some kind of compensation here.
But he has problems because he wants to go 90. Yes, but what is the rook doing here? He has to go rook
Yeah,
e4.
no, he actually took here. So he wanted to go f5 at some point, but king h2, and we actually saw this exchange sacrifice on g3.
Yes.
And it takes a pawn on d4. So he's up. It's just one pawn actually.
It's two. It's only one.
Yeah.
Because it was a down pawn, so it was equal when he blundered.
But there might be some tactical ideas here. Like if the king, rook on h4 is.
It's just out of play here.
Yeah.
Rook belongs somewhere else, and you have this 3 against 1.
But still, should you lose this so quickly? There should be some kind of counterplay for white at least. Maybe not queen h5, but
I don't know.
something tactical must have happened there. Rook e6, just protecting everything. Rook d1, rook g6, and it took it and delivered mate in one move.
Yeah, this is why.
But okay, I mean he shouldn't.
But this, what shall we play now? It's very okay.
Maybe king h2
King
or something.
h2 is what he has to play, but maybe can I take on d4? Can I take on f4?
Yeah, I mean you can go for this, but there has to be a lot more chances here than it wasn't resignable, or I'm not sure if he missed the mate or.
But maybe he doesn't want to take. Maybe he doesn't. Yeah. How is this normally? Yes.
It's probably very dangerous for white. But
yes. Maybe it's very dangerous, but okay. Maybe I will go. I don't know because the rook is so strong. I don't know. This will what would happen. I go rook d6 here now.
Rook d6 and okay, let's try c3.
Yes. And what happens if I grab
If you take here.
Yes. I will go rook c6 now and it's more very quickly here. So and then I will try to counter the king. And I will try also to. Well, I will give check first. I don't know if I should have given. Okay, you will have to put the pawn on.
Yeah, this is not so clear actually.
I'm not sure. Yes, no, the rooks are always very strong, but your king is very far away. If your king was closer, I mean, it would be fine for white. Now it has to be some exact calculation.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is winning actually.
No, it's not. So yeah, that's what I thought. Normally you want to keep the queens. You queen and knight together. Normally you want to keep it, and also it's very centralized. So the pawn is not so important. Maybe you can start. I don't know if you can start playing with the pawns or what you can do. Queen 4 maybe.
Maybe there was something better after king h2, but
maybe because now when you go, now you threaten it. Okay. But what happens if I go? If I go some c3, yes, I'm just finding what I'm doing
yeah.
here. Because I will go c3.
Yeah, that's actually. But okay, queen f5.
Wait. Queen f5, I go c.
But we have check on c8 maybe.
Okay. Yes, but yes, you have city, you have check. You city, check.
It still looks very dangerous for white, but in the game he must have just missed mate in one, I guess.
Yes. But now we have the same position. Now I can take on g4 and I can take on f4. Do you take on d4? No. So we take, now we have the same, but I have a...
Or can I take?
Queen take f4.
And you takes... Do we have any drawing chances here? We should have some drawing chances here.
Yes, but the black is of course better. You maybe go rook a4 and rook a3 and then you put the king on e6. No?
Yeah.
Or just
okay, it's probably winning actually.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Okay, but maybe.
And if I take, then we take on f4.
On f4 or maybe.
And now we can c2 and then still queen c8.
Yes, I want to take on f4 now. Let's see how this is. Because now we have got the same position that we have in
Still, I'm not sure how easy it is to win this, but yeah, maybe king. No, we can't go king g3, c2.
So the king cannot come, and
yeah, g3.
I go knight e2. Now
maybe have to check.
yes,
And rook c8.
yes, and now this is coming next. So
And I have to start walking with my king very quickly here, but
yes, no, this is not so clear because the king is this is not so clear. So maybe knight e2. Yeah, no, you don't want to change so quickly.
yeah.
With the queen because it's not clear.
Anyway, it was a very abrupt end, and well, good for Eric and good for me as a second, but well, we have a couple of other results. Apparently Mikhailov won his game against Risting. We missed a couple of moves here, and I should also mention that the other interesting game, Milton, actually drew against Stefansson.
Yeah, that was a very, very exciting game. Lots of things happening.
Yeah, just have to check how many games are still going on. We still have Erik Blomqvist playing, and
this is such
yeah.
How could you manage to get behind?
Let's go back a few more moves. We had this endgame. We played rook d7.
I know. And why didn't he rook a2? Because he doesn't. Okay, if I go rook a2, why don't he go rook a2? He will go knight c7, yes? Or knight c5, I don't know which one he will go here. Now we'll go a6, a5, and he will go here.
And I guess g3.
Yes. Yes. Maybe, I don't know.
Isn't this better than what he had in the game? Because now at least the rook is behind.
Yeah, the rook is behind, but you cannot improve.
No, it's difficult to improve here. Okay, rook c4. It feels like maybe a draw is likely in this type of endgame.
Yes.
Maybe even if you drop the a4 pawn, it's still a draw. But
yes, but then you will have to play a long time. You don't want to risk. So
rook g1. King g3. So this is what we have, and he's really pushing here.
But it is white made the right decision because his pieces are active.
Yeah.
His pieces are active in this one.
But I mean, none of the players can really improve here, can you? I don't see how you're supposed to support a5 and at the same time, if the knight moves, then maybe a4 at some point, and you can start playing against the king.
Yes. So this looks like this looks like
probable draw, right? And we also we haven't looked at this game. Mads Hansen is playing Pogosian, who I also think is playing for an international master norm. And the pawn structure is very interesting here on the queen side. It's equal material, I think, but
the C4 pawn. It's, I mean, you need really to keep the queens here. So, yeah.
Pugosian is very young and he's been playing extremely well. I think maybe if he wins this game, he's even secured the Iron Norm. I'm not sure, but this is the dangerous one, I guess.
So I don't know what will happen if we push it. Let's see what will happen.
But okay. Oh, what happened here? He actually played bishop takes g4. And if we take here,
why did he show different color bishop? Why did he? Was this really?
wait, what's happening if the 8 takes g4? No, it's something wrong here. He wouldn't give up a piece for nothing. H takes g4 and what are we missing here? Take on g5. He has to take with the queen, right?
Yes, sir. We have to take with queen.
But take here, c3. Is it just brilliant or what's going on here? And if we take with the knight, take here, c3.
So it was.
Well,
but go back. But I think you can play with a different color bishop. So I was wondering about this. If I now go, I go queen, bishop take f6 here.
Bishop takes here, then you have to take here, right?
Yes, and I take that.
And this is a draw.
And this is a draw. So
yeah.
I was wondering why you go for this, because I don't know. I thought black was trying to play.
This is kind of sad because otherwise bishop takes g4 was really pretty actually.
Yeah.
It took me quite a while to realize what was going on. But if it's just a draw, then it kind of spoils it. But this has to be a draw.
Yes, because you have no way to enter. It looks like very.
Yeah.
Now with the different color bishop with this pawn.
Yeah, they don't even have to play this. I guess it's. We also have Kenny Skog playing here against Sharma Hemant, and
what's happening here?
Looks promising for white because it's white to move and this rook is hanging, and black is hoping. Yeah, but I guess he's playing for some kind of draw by perpetual check, or with queen h4 looks dangerous.
But then the rook will be hanging when you have check. So you go king d7. Yes, I go king d7. So you can never put the queen in between. Yes?
Oh yeah, all the pawn end games are losing as well. That's important, I guess. So we can never take here because like queen e4.
I guess so. King e2, queen e2, and I will let's give all the checks. There are no way to escape.
So still feels very dangerous. So queen f4, still king g7.
Yeah, you need to keep the rook because otherwise, I think so. But okay, queen e4, king g7, take. Yes, no, you can't take a queen e4 check. Or queen e4 check, you go into the this one is maybe not. But you just take here.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, maybe it's just a draw actually. Maybe white has to. Yeah. He actually took it immediately. It's probably the best. Oh, sorry, the king disappeared. It's maybe the best try because then the king isn't close to the rook. Anyway, but queen g2.
Then you go just checks on the g9 all the time. So you can see how can you can go checks everywhere because there's no way to escape. Okay, yes. Okay, I understand. He wants to see if he can get help on him.
Yeah, but if we go back, then queen e4.
So
and we can't really.
So he wants to have queen d2 in some moments. How can he help
I don't see how really. Because if it tries to go to b1, we can always try to check on this diagonal instead.
Yes. Also, must be in a fine.
It's probably a draw.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we only have these games going on, and Philip Lindgren has resigned his game, understandably. And maybe we have time to take a look at what happened in this game, because it was extremely interesting. Yeah, and it seems like black is the one trying to fight for a win, because he didn't want to draw. And now he played this. He checked on c3, so this is the position we had as well. And queen e5 is perhaps annoying, stopping e7 and f6, but white went queen d5. Yeah, and g3, rook f3. And I guess black didn't see anything better than going into an endgame. I'm not sure actually what's going on. c4? Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on either. But I guess taking the pawn on c4 wouldn't be the best idea.
No, okay.
You
Let's
wanna...
say we go bishop c2 or something. Okay.
Yeah, he played bishop e4, and he went knight g4. So yeah, I mean he has some squares on f6 and e5, but
But you know, there was some other possibility. I was wondering, but it's okay. Yeah, no, that was fine. Yeah, bishop e4. I was looking at giving the bishop.
but it takes here and it takes on e3. So we get some opposite colored bishops. And how can we try to win this? Can we go f6?
But I think should we really give away this pawn? Okay,
I just want to get this one.
Okay, but if I go yes, okay, I guess I have to take the bishop.
Rook. Okay, we have bishop g5. So there isn't really anything special there.
No, I just want to try to keep this.
Seems like some kind of blockade.
Yeah. No, I just want to try to get somehow actually my key.
Yeah. Now he went for e7 and just accepted this endgame. Okay, not king d4, but seems like they agreed to a draw here. This was perhaps the craziest game of the round.
It was so, very special. White king in the middle had this fantastic pawn e6 f5, but like find a good way to block them and then to also to attack black's king with white's king.
Yeah, it was extremely difficult to evaluate this game. It wasn't clear at any point who was pushing for the win. But
it's like this when it's a very tactical position. You make one mistake and then change. One move just can change it from winning or to losing. So it's could be very dramatic.
Yeah, I'm looking here with the king. So I have to update to get. Here we are. The king actually got to f2. I'm not sure how did he manage this. Let's take a look at what happened. Did it have to take? Wasn't queen g2 easier?
I would always have played queen g2.
Yeah, I mean
queen g2 and then you cannot enter. I can't see. But you know maybe if I go queen g2. Yeah, because king. Yes, when you go queen d3, king d3, I go goes back. No?
Yeah, I don't see how white is supposed to try here even. Is he trying to win? Yes, 4 pawns for the rook. But I mean the king looks so weak. Queen f5. And now I guess maybe king g3? King, yeah, okay, maybe it's still a draw actually.
Yes, because you get the checks.
And here we have the check, need to. Yeah. Okay, but it's probably too risky to try and grab some pawns, but he has to take the draw probably. King e2, but then queen g4 probably. Yeah, should still be a draw. And okay, maybe we might have time to take a look at what happened in this game. It was also very interesting.
This game we just saw.
Yeah, we thought.
We saw this position.
Yeah, we thought that white really didn't have much here because white is sorry, black is so active here. But yeah, king g2. And okay, rook e2. So okay, rook d1, then bishop c2 is probably the idea. So we can't stay there. That's always a nice feature when you have the bishop there. King f8, and he just slowly advanced there with f4.
Should we have played something different? I don't know.
It was over quickly, yeah. And knight e5, f3. Yeah, and bishop e3 was played. But now maybe white has actually gotten something, like rook h1 is about to be played.
Because the problem is I want to go bishop e5, but you take on this side. You cannot do because it's a piece which is hanging. Yes, is what you want to play?
No, rook h1 or something.
Rook h1 is coming. I don't know this king with f8. Yes, I want to defend on e7, but.
Yeah, I mean now white should definitely be slightly better at least.
Yes.
Maybe at least slightly better. And I actually like this as well. He played a4, so black kind of has to worry on both sides of the board here.
Yeah, and now he has got really what he wanted.
Yeah.
Both the bishops are playing. He has very nice pawns. He has a5 had different targets both on the queen and the king side. So now definitely want this.
Yeah.
And it seems like black doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure still that he was okay when the endgame started over here, but the last couple of moves, white is the one who has improved his position on black.
Yeah,
didn't do much.
Yes, it looks like black doesn't know his plan.
Yeah. And we also got this nice rook h1, and bishop back to c1.
Yeah, because now you got the scene we would prefer that to stay. Let's stay with the knight and c4.
Yeah.
So the bishop has to be in c1.
So yeah, black was just collapsing here, I guess. He didn't do much. Yeah, g6 is also even hanging.
Yeah.
And f5, and that's a very big pawn on g7.
Yeah.
King f4. And b3, and the knight is actually trapped, I think. Okay, so the endgame was actually really nice by white, I suppose.
Yeah, but I think this is his style, to play very slow actually.
Yeah.
And that's why this opening also probably should suit him. He's not trying to get an advantage. He has to put pieces.
Yeah. And clearly it wasn't really Risting's cup of tea to have this endgame.
Yeah. No, I guess it's like you said from the beginning. They know each other very well now.
Yeah.
And they know what kind of position the other one doesn't like so much.
And we have a draw in this board. Not that surprising. So we only have 2 games going on. We have this endgame, so that will probably be a draw.
Yeah, because the only way for black to enter is to go to king d5, and then you have to go c3 and king c4. But you just can defend on the other line.
Yeah, even that. Even if you get everything you want to, it's still a draw.
Yeah, because you can't get the people on it.
Yeah. Okay, white would want the king to come into here, but then we're winning. But yeah, that will be a draw very soon. So we only have this endgame left. And okay, let's go back. We had this endgame. So okay, knight c3, rook a3, and we went to f4 here. So we see. I don't know, f4 always looks risky to me, but I guess he wants to move the king, so at some point I move g3.
Yes, okay, so I guess you go king f7, you go king f3, because you need to defend.
Yeah. Should black go g5 at some point, maybe?
Yeah, but if you go g5, you don't have pawns to win.
No, but
maybe you can get the knight and knight.
yeah, but I don't think anyone can win this. At least after g5, right?
No. That was really.
But what can black play without g5? I guess. Of course, I want a knight on e4, but it's kind of difficult to get it there.
Yeah, of course.
And white can't really do anything with this pawn either, so yeah, I think a draw is very likely here as well. Is there any game?
Does he have any idea to try to play knight d8, knight f7, knight d6,
Knight d8?
It's very because now
yeah, let's maybe try king h2. Maybe rook c7.
Yeah.
Just to annoy him. Yeah. If you go king d8, I'll check and go back.
Yes, king f8, or maybe you can go. You have also knight f5 a lot. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, then knight d5 is maybe something.
Yes.
Oh, maybe you can actually just take her. Okay, but let's say g3.
And now I want to go knight.
And now maybe knight d5 is okay, but knight d4. Okay, so let's just wait. King h3. Oh, knight d4 anyway. Rook c4. King g2.
Yeah, well, I wish that I could have had rook c2.
Yeah. Then maybe you're winning if you have time for rook e2. But
no, yes, now I don't know. Okay, I will do that. Around with my king.
But maybe rook c6. So.
I go king f7. Let's go for king f7. And you do some.
Maybe I just start. I don't know.
You can just put it fast.
Rook b4.
Yes, now I want to do the king f6. King b5.
Yeah, let's try this.
And I can't get check in.
King f1.
And yeah, because I want to.
Yeah.
This could be dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like always, now you have no king, and that one has king also. If you have, just also playing for a knight.
This was too greedy, I think. But okay, knight d8. It's a very.
Because it doesn't look so,
Okay, how about king h2 and then just knight b5 here.
Okay, I guess I go rook a2.
Maybe rook c7.
Yes. Okay, so I have to go king f8.
Ah, okay, yeah.
But I have no, and then you come back. What do I do?
I can just keep checking, right?
Yes, you can keep checking.
I mean, this should be a draw.
Yes, it should be, because there's no way also for the king to hide or to camp.
Yeah.
To find a good place, there's a good square, no? So now it's difficult. But it's a little bit a dream to get to it. But then we will have with the black knight, then we have something.
I did play g5, so he's probably happy enough with the draw.
Yes.
So I guess take here, and take once again. Knight takes, and king f4.
Yes, king f4, why not?
Yeah, is white pushing now? Okay, we have king f. Do we have king f6? No, we don't have king f6. Okay, but maybe we didn't have to take here immediately.
So what is this plan here? but maybe you can go king g6 or maybe f4. Yeah, king g6. Maybe.
King g6.
And
Okay, maybe king takes here.
Yes.
So this would be one way of getting the draw.
Yes. Yes, no, now black is going to.
Yeah. But I mean, basically all the important games are over, and we have two games that are very likely to end in a draw. And I still think Bayarani is in the lead, because yeah, Tokayev was actually 1 point behind, I think.
Yes, it was 1 point behind.
Yeah. So when it comes to international master moves, I think Pogosian still has the chance, and maybe even Eric Thurn has the chance to get an international master one. So yeah, I think we'll end the commentary for this round, and thank you so much for joining me here, Pia. Okay, thank you.